This is the Can We Talk podcast. My name is Calvin, aka Chef Cal, and of course I have my co-host in the building, Raven Brown, and Brittany Hill.
Hey.
And I want to ask this question to you guys. Did you know that Blockbuster still exists?
I did not.
Nope.
Where is a local Blockbuster?
A local Blockbuster might be hard to find.
Oh, okay.
But
Don't have tell me we have to go to Oklahoma.
we got to go to Oregon.
Oregon. So Blockbuster is still hanging in there.
There is literally only one Blockbuster in existence in the USA.
So how long is that rental? If I have to,
To my knowledge, it operates as its own business, but it still can keep the Blockbuster name. It is in Bend, Oregon. There's a documentary on Netflix and wherever else I watched it. I don't think it was Netflix. We watched it. Oh, whatever. But if it's on Netflix, but it is the last standing Blockbuster in the country.
Oh wow, that is so. It's the same.
Same feel, same everything.
You rent movies. You gotta bring them back in 2 days. You get a late charge if you don't bring it back. All of
I haven't
that.
brought back my last movie, so
You still got it. So you owe.
that I don't know.
do I have to bring it back to the last Blockbuster?
I don't know if it's. I feel like it's rental. I feel like I feel like there's a rental system in place for people who live in the area.
Yeah.
But people are coming from all over the country to come to this Blockbuster.
I mean, I see. I mean, selfies and blah, blah, blah. Blockbuster, man. Can you remember the last time that you rented a movie from Blockbuster? Like,
Do you
I
guys
just
remember?
feel like that's such 80s, early 90s childhood. Like, it takes you back.
I mean, Blockbuster
you know?
didn't leave till like 07.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
So the last,
Maybe I just show my age.
I remember the last time, like me and my mom, we used to do this thing where we would rent zombie movies. Doesn't matter if it's like a B-list movie, ZA, whatever you want to call it. But there would always be zombie movies. It would be every Sunday, and then we would grab Taco Cabana because that other Blockbuster. I think
the one that was next to the Taco Cabana and HEB across the street in Pflugerville off of 1825.
Okay.
In fact,
Pflugerville in the house.
Yeah. So we go there.
Shout out to Pflugerville.
Pflugerville and Cajun Eats, even though Calvin.
I never said it was bad. I just don't think it's out of this world.
It is. That Cajun pasta.
The Cajun pasta slams.
I just don't think it's out of this world.
Slams.
It's just not out of this world. You can never take me to a restaurant that serves fried chicken and I say this is the most amazing fried chicken in the world. I know what fried chicken should taste like.
Anyways,
I want to circle back to that. We on Blockbuster right now, but I am a food lover, so I love to taste different foods on my palate. So we're going to come back to the whole chicken thing.
I'm a foodie.
I have to ask you a question about that. But while we're on Blockbuster, okay, Blockbuster is still alive and kicking it. It's holding in there.
Barely. Because they have to keep, according to the documentary, like they're renewing their lease with Dish. Is it Dish TV? They're the ones who own the rights to Blockbuster's name. So they have to continuously every year renew with them. And they got renewed for this. Was it 2020? I'm confused. I think that they got renewed passing 2021. But they have to renew every year. And it's Dish's decision to say yeah or no.
so I feel like the only reason why they're in business is because it's kind of like a
Nostalgic thing.
Yeah.
So let me ask y'all a question. Going back to your childhood, taking it back to your roots, which one is better? Hollywood Video or Blockbuster?
Blockbuster.
That's who gets your vote?
Blockbuster for sure.
I mean, they were all a little different, like because sometimes they carry different movies, so you would have to check out both.
Right, you have to hit them both
Who had to hit both?
Or if you didn't return them rental, you might need to go over to Hollywood Video.
Hollywood Videos.
Right, because when the late charge added up, look, I'm about to slide over here to Hollywood.
And I do not have
ain't
enough
got the
emails.
change.
Hollywood
To,
Videos was
pay
lit when they
Blockbuster.
added Game Crazy to it. Like Hollywood Videos was just Hollywood Videos versus Blockbuster. Blockbuster, of course, had games and stuff like that. But when Hollywood Video added Game Crazy, that might have taken it over.
So it was running a race when they added that. Otherwise, hands down, Blockbuster took that dub. Is that what you're saying?
Didn't y'all?
No, Blockbuster still wins. Because Blockbuster was so high, but when when Hollywood Videos added Game Crazy, it got a leg up here. But Blockbuster was already here.
Oh, but Blockbuster was never taking an L.
Yeah, no.
Either way.
Anyway.
Didn't y'all get mad at when you wanted that movie and they had none left?
That actually ties into the documentary because, like, the Blockbuster that's in Bend, Oregon, she literally has to go to Walmart and stores to buy the movies herself and then put them in the actual store for people to rent.
Wow.
Which I don't know how that business model works. Like, if I can buy the movie for $25 and I gotta spend $9 or $8 to rent it for 3 or 4 days, I don't see where the profit margin is. But I think that's where the nostalgia comes in. Nostalgia.
I think honestly it helps, like, with like me thinking about like renting movies and stuff like that. It's just kind of like a preview of the movie. Maybe you do want to buy it if you like it so much. You know what I mean? And this is a perfect way. Like, well, I didn't
even think about that point.
That's like the perfect way to like preview a movie, you know, just like the movie theater. But some people do not like to go to the movie theater. They want to wait until it comes on video.
I'm just thinking, like, are there a whole lot of movies that do people really buy movies now?
I still do.
I do.
And then
I just like
you watch
the
them
feel of
multiple times.
Because I
feel like once I see a movie,
you know it.
And there's very few. Like, I feel like you have an archive, right, of movies that you're like, I can watch over and over and over and over, and you just have those in the archive. Like, you know, like Love and Basketball. That's a movie that I can watch over and over and over. Poetic Justice. That's a movie that I can watch over and over and over. Like, there's certain movies that I know I can watch over and over and over. But then other ones, like, I don't feel like there's a movie that has come out as of late that I can watch over and over and over. There's nothing that just stands out that makes me want to be like, ooh, let me go buy that. You know? Like, I watch it, stream it on whatever platform I have, and then I've seen it. Oh, yeah, I saw that movie. Like, that's usually the conversation. And you know, but there's very few that I just like, ooh, I want to watch that again and again and again and again.
There's a few movies that I have like that I just watch over and over again. Or like I also buy like the seasons on DVD. Like, if I really like Gossip Girl, I was so obsessed with it. I bought all the seasons. Supernatural, bought most of the seasons because they have 11 seasons. What they playing, okay, playing with that budget in the wallet. But like, I want to, like, I can watch Orange County. I don't know if y'all used to watch the OC.
I watched the first episode and I was not interested.
I didn't watch Orange County. I watched Laguna Beach.
Oh,
those are two series that are like 15 years apart.
Listen, but they were the best.
You gotta watch something else.
They're the Laguna Beach, man.
Laguna Beach was lit. Orange County. I that's the first time I saw white folks.
LC,
yes,
right? Lauren
LC
Conrad.
and the LB.
Yeah. I can tell you, I'll never forget. Like, I was actually going into the military when I was really into Laguna Beach, and my ex now, then the guy that I was in a relationship when I went to tech school and I got like my cell phone and all that stuff back, he bought me the season of Laguna Beach. So like, I was away, but I got to watch every episode.
That shit was $30 back then. Man,
but let me tell you, it's stuff like that. See, I'm simple. Like, it's you thought about me. You know, this is my favorite show. And you know I'm away from home, and you bought me the whole season. That's the type of stuff I like. That's a whole nother different story for another, or subject for another time. But I like stuff like that. Like, you just thinking of me.
Wait, don't y'all miss like how the reality? Because you know reality shows different now. I know this is off the topic.
Baldwin Hills,
but like how
the hills. The hills. I like the hills came from Laguna Beach.
Yeah,
I was in
what
all
about
of
Baldwin
that.
Hills?
But they're
I don't know.
I fuck with Baldwin Hills.
But is that like the ghetto hills?
It was like a college. It was like a black university reality show.
So before that, wasn't it College Hill? Remember College Hill on BET? Y'all remember that?
I think so.
I'm a little bit older than y'all. I'm showing my age. This is back when like on MTV.
Maybe I combined them shits.
If you
maybe College Hills.
Yes, College Hill. They were in Atlanta in one season. They were in Florida in one season. And that was back when like The Real World, Road Rules, all of that was popping. But then we got our first, like, I was super, super hyped for College Hill because I was like, we got a show. They actually have it on
Hulu?
No, well, I have DirecTV. And if you watch on demand, like if you go to BT on demand, College Hill is
they have it.
Coming. Yeah,
they also have the Hills too on demand too.
Oh, really?
And Laguna Beach.
Ooh, let's give me that.
But I like how those old reality shows were because they're kind of like a movie as you're watching them, and I feel like you get more invested in their lives. But now like new reality TV shows, it's just all about like the drama and the dramatics, which I mean like back then was, but it's just more like
these tall tees is crazy. I had tall tees. I used to do the 4X.
Let me tell you,
I used to do the 4X.
I have a family member that still wears tall tees, and I'd be like, bruh, that ain't it.
They have a big and tall store.
I did the 4X. I did the 4X with the J's and the snow.
I
dressed completely different.
I
dressed completely different.
You know how
there's no pictures of that. I promise you.
You know how females used to like want to dress like they do. I had tall tees too. Like, let me get a tall tee. I
would go to Highland Mall. I would go to Highland Mall with my moms and be like, "What do you want? Like, give me 4 tall tees."
Them Saturday mornings be hitting that Highland Mall,
right?
I used to skip school and go to Highland.
My mom,
I was in Highland chilling. I used to be in Highland chilling.
Like my mom, we would go there, and then she's like, "Okay, y'all can get out." And we're like, "Why? What's the point of getting out when the bank's not getting out?" And she's like, "Oh God!" So she would park and we go on a little shopping spree. Remember Limited 2?
I don't know about that.
I don't think I
was
went.
Girls. It was a girls.
I don't think I went to Limited, but I used to go to 579.
Ooh, 579.
Remember 579?
Then the Rave.
Wet Seal. Come on now.
I went to Highland Mall on its last leg. Shit was crazy. Like there was like 4 stores open and then like ACC registration everywhere.
Oh, that's crazy.
It was like 4 stores open.
I think the last time I went to Highland Mall, it had to be Texas Relays back in like.
We're gonna get into, we should talk about Texas Relays. There's some tough times.
We'll hold on to that.
Yeah,
then.
we don't go after that. But I did want to say, as far as renting movies, right?
Bring that back, Turbo.
For me, it was never is the movie good. Like I like to watch like the shit you missed in the first half. Like you watched it once and then you're rewatching like, oh shit, the foreshadowing is there. Like they told you what was going to happen well before the movie was going to end, but you didn't catch it because you were just processing. Yeah. Processing.
We got you.
Thank you.
Good job, Raven. Salute.
I was questioning myself.
You said it with a question mark. Your eyebrow was a little frown. Processing.
I like the foreshadowing aspect of it. So if I buy a movie, I know I'm not going to get it all in one take of watching
sense.
It. So
go ahead.
So I think that's the point about, because I will spend a whole like night, just get some dinner and go to a Walmart and just look in the bin before COVID, of course. But like I just go look in one of those movie bins, just pick some shit out. $5 a movie.
Those be the best movies sometimes. Like those, maybe the best movies in that little bin.
I can say I do appreciate. So during the pandemic, one thing prior to the pandemic, I had never watched all. Excuse me, guys, for all of you guys that are like Marvel lovers, right?
I'm responsible for you being into Marvel.
Oh, well, I appreciate it.
Indirectly, I am responsible.
Well, I appreciate that. But prior to the pandemic, I watched this one and then watched that one and then watched this one.
Just like Black Panther.
Yeah, you gotta go see Black Panther. Right? But that was like, and I probably had only seen 2 other Marvel movies prior to Black Panther. Like, so, the pandemic was the perfect time of just starting, from the beginning, watching it in cinematic order, and then watching all of the Marvel movies. But even after that, so after I watched all of the Marvel movies with my son and my sister, we started back watching them with my parents. And even like you said, that second time watching it, you're like, oh shit. They were talking about this movie that's 10 movies down the line in this movie. So like it did make a whole lot of sense. And it's I don't know, it's kind of like fulfilling to be like, oh shit, I caught that. They talking about that, you know, like it's pretty cool. So I get what you're saying when you say like watching it multiple times, you're like, damn, that foreshadowing, like.
Yeah, I'm big on that. Like I hate books. I don't read books. I'm always been an Audible guy. I hate reading.
I love books.
But I love the premise of start to finish. Like I love the foreshadowing aspect to every movie, because literally every single movie you watch is going to tell you how it's going to end. But you're so focused on what the misdirects are and this and this.
Or what's going to happen next.
Yeah, like you're so focused on that, you don't get the ability to see that. So when it comes to me in movies, like I literally can I take little things and I know what they're going to be on first watch.
So let me ask you. Oh, you said on first watch. So are you the type, because this drives me absolutely crazy, when I watch a movie with my dad and he's like, oh, da-da-da-da-da. And then 2 seconds later, the shit that he just said happens.
Yes.
Like it drives me crazy.
Yes.
I'm like, how did you
1000%.
know that?
1000%.
So you're one of those people that you...
What was that?
You say it.
What was that movie? Oh, what the fuck? It was a movie.
I'm the person that asked the questions.
Me too.
I'm like, why are they doing that? They're like, why don't you just watch the
Me
movie?
too. I'm that one. Why is this? Why is this? Why is this? Why is this?
There was some movie.
I'm that one.
There was some movie we watched. I can't look, and I was like, this bet not be the ending.
It was that one movie with Tracy Ellis Ross.
Oh, with the son on was it Netflix? I think it was Netflix. And I was like halfway through the movie, I was like, it better not be this shit. It better not be this. And it turned out to be that shit. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna walk out. This time, I'm done. I'm done with this movie.
I honestly miss going to movie theaters for my paid for naps, because
Facts. I definitely have fallen asleep in the movie theater.
And it's only because I bring a blanket in there. Like I went full throttle. I had a whole to go plate in the theater, eating my food. Like people hated to go to the movies with me. You don't even understand, because I would always ask questions, but they would love when I fall asleep, because I would have the whole plate in my hand, like sleeping in the movie theater. Yeah.
I can tell you there is this one TV series.
I'm so anti TV series only because there's so much. Like I like movies so much, TV series just fill space.
Let me tell you, there's this TV series. I think you would like it. It's for anybody that has Apple TV platform. Why your eyes look like that? It look like you like Apple TV.
I ain't got that.
Oh.
So I was like, who are you talking to?
Apple TV platform. Well, I only got it because I got it free for a year, so that's the only reason I got it.
Hey.
But on Apple TV, there's a TV series called Defending Jacob.
Okay, wait. Is this about the? No, let me let you finish.
So
Is this about Jacob?
It is about Jacob. So Jacob is an 8th grader, and ironically, this guy that is bullying him comes up dead. Now he's the guy that bullied him. Like he's like not really remorseful or whatever, and he said some hateful things like on social media. So immediately everybody assumes that it's Jacob that killed
the guy,
this other 8th grader. His dad is district attorney, and so it just gets really serious really quick. But when I tell you the turn of events in that movie, like it's 8 episodes. It was the very last episode that I was like, oh shit, like I did not see that coming. Like I like those type of movies because the whole time I'm like, oh, it wasn't Jacob, it was this person. Oh, well maybe shit, the way Jacob acted, maybe it was Jacob. But then you go back, no, it couldn't have been Jacob, it's this person. And then the way that it ends, I'm like, what the fuck? Like that, I never suspected that out of any of it. Like it's just a real, if y'all have Apple TV, You can watch Defending Jacob.
If you have it, guys, I'm so sorry.
Or you can do it the
Illegal way.
illegal.
You know what I'm saying?
If you
The
have
Baruch
somebody
way.
that can get that you can look up Defending Jacob, however you can get it, get the shit, watch it. It's the dope.
Not that we
series.
condone in any illegal activities.
Absolutely not.
We don't do that at all.
Absolutely
Condone
not.
what?
Never.
Huh? What?
Never.
Buy it reasonably. What are you
That is
talking about?
absurd.
That's crazy.
That's no.
What?
Just do it not on line.
Moving along.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They only know if they know.
Facts.
Moving right along.
I don't like shows I don't like things like that. Like when it comes to like TV shows, I'm a Marvel head, like from the top to the bottom. I'm not really even fucking with WandaVision, or am I doing it with Falcon and the Winter Soldier? I'm not fucking with it.
Just call me Wolverine's wife.
Wolverine.
Okay, okay. Since we're
First
on
of all,
Marvel,
if we're gonna talk about it, can we give a shout out to Captain America?
okay.
Facts.
Can we give a shout out to Captain Cap? I see you. Okay.
5.2.
Right.
So what was I gonna say? Oh, so they were talking about how Zac Efron might take over Wolverine's spot.
Really?
Hugh Jackman. No, you're not.
First of all,
Hugh Jackman's old at this point, so if you're gonna start a whole
I
new
will
franchise,
Baby
forever-
is not old, okay? He is just
I will forever
grace and age.
I will forever think of Zac Efron dancing down the street in High School Musical.
Yes.
Like, I
facts.
just-
He
I
gets no pass from me.
Like, I mean,
know, but I
really,
love-
like, I
but
feel
that was
like
my
you can't
crush,
even
too.
like man up. See, I was already older, so like High School Musical wasn't my thing. But
It wasn't
I
my
feel
thing
like-
either.
What you sing and dance? Like
Lunch
I
don't
need
go
a
that
man
way.
to protect
I've
me.
been to lunch.
I need a man to protect me. Can
I
you
know
like
that.
boss up, or you just gonna like
He gonna dance.
you gonna
on
Billy
him.
Rock
gonna do
on
this.
every block? Like what are you gonna
He
do?
might hit you with basketball too.
He gonna dance. He had one shot in the whole franchise, and it won the game that was irrelevant.
Not irrelevant.
He had one shot.
Not the irrelevant game.
That shit was against the scrimmagers. He was scrimmaging with his team. Like, he had one shot.
Not 18
His
versus
follow
18.
through was nasty.
I just can't. He's not. It's
He's
just,
just-
like in the words
I
of
just see
Randy
him.
Jackson. It's a no for me, dog.
Yeah, I like Zac Efron, but I liked him whenever I was like watching High School Musical.
Because you
when I had
were
a
in high
crush.
school or in middle school at that point.
I think I was already married.
I think I was already like older than that. But
It's a no for me, dog.
I still remember the whole routine of that High School Musical.
Bro,
dance.
like I remember just like the dances was wild. Like who doing
How the
this at
song go?
school?
We're
Go ahead,
all
Raven.
in this together.
There you go.
Once we know that we're all stars and we see. And then the individual sections. Let's just say I should have been on that show.
I am not.
I kind of hated Vanessa Hudgens back there because she was with my man.
Not your man, girl.
My
Not
mans.
your man. Zac Efron, if you're listening to this, she's still feeling away.
Oh shit. Do you know how to transition this? Because I didn't scroll up the right way.
But okay, so have y'all seen the new Godzilla and King Kong movie?
It's not called King. He's not King. Godzilla mollywhopped this nigga.
Godzilla versus
What?
Kong.
Y'all need to watch it. Y'all need
I
to
have
watch
not.
it. You have to watch it.
Okay. What platforms?
I think it's on HBO Max.
Okay, I got that.
I just got to
All
get a
right,
new
so
email in there.
Let me. You know what? I might can give you slide your mind offline. on
Okay.
that.
Kong got mollywopped, yo. Like, but he wasn't even with the shits. You know what I mean? Like this movie reminds me of like Crips and Bloods, right? Like they both
So
don't fuck.
who you riding with? The Crips or the Bloods?
Neither.
No, I'm
'cause-
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
neither.
Is that a
but-
trick question?
I'm just kidding. I ain't gonna blow your
We
spot
are
up
not
like
in
that.
Austin anymore. Just in case you're looking for us.
I'm just kidding. Kidding.
You got purple
jokes.
one. But like Kong was really with the shits, but he was really with the chill shit. Like he really just wanted to kick it at the house. You know, you ever have that feeling to kick it at the house and you have the crazy person
Never.
trying to fuck with you?
Never.
Godzilla's the crazy person who want to fuck with you.
That is Raven. You're describing Raven right now. No,
I'm all with it.
Kong was chilling.
We
He was
over
really
here trying
chilling.
to chill at the house.
Are you
Raven
trying
is
to tell
trying
me- are
to
you
take
trying
us
to
out
tell
to
me
the streets.
Are y'all trying to tell me something?
That's
No,
why she.
Kong-
That's why she. That's why
Wait a
she's saying
minute.
watch
This is
it.
an intervention.
Kong came in the house.
It's an intervention, Ray.
But
Calm
Kong came in the
down,
house.
Godzilla. Calm down.
Godzilla came in the house though. Like if you in the house and you don't invite nobody, you gonna come to the house
That's
and
just
act
You
a
just
fool?
don't do that.
And then beat my ass.
That's disrespectful on all levels.
And then beat my ass.
Oh no! And then you try to take the L.
And you gotta stay in the
In
home
your
you gotta
house?
be there. You gotta move.
Right. I'm finna go check into a hotel. I
You
can't stay
gotta
here.
move.
How you sleep here after you got your ass whooped here?
You have
You
to
take
move.
your room to the bed? I mean, you take your ass to the bed? No.
Fast, you gotta move. You can't. You gotta put this shit for lease the next day. Like, damn, come ass be
Great.
in my
Now
You
I
house.
can
gotta,
see
look,
this
you gotta
movie.
look back at your homies like, I don't know what y'all finna do, but I'm finna leave.
Facts. You ain't got no homies either. You really just chilling on the block, and then homie pull up on you, and he got a friend. Like, what are you
Man.
supposed to do?
And you know your neighbors heard. That's
You
just
know,
this,
you know the whole city heard about it.
yeah, like
The whole city.
you gotta move. You got you show right, Calvin. You right. You gotta leave that whole town.
The whole city heard about it because of the destruction. Because it was a destructive ass fucking movie. Jesus Christ.
Dog, y'all know what happened over at Zilla House, right? Mm-hmm. Zilla got mollywopped.
Kong was sitting there asleep.
Yeah, I'm with
Fucked
Godzilla.
up how Kong did Zilla.
That shit was crazy. And you know what? They knew each other back then. They were friends 2 years ago.
And that was homies.
They was
You lying.
homies. They was homies.
Look,
They caught
it's the
pictures
plot
together.
thickening for me that
They were
were
caught
homies.
pictures together.
I bet you it was behind the broad.
Godzilla plotted on Kong.
I bet you it was behind the female because you know that's how they.
Yep.
That's when dudes fall out. It's behind the female.
Territory or a female.
Right, territory or a female. Which one was it? I bet you. I need to know the backstory.
Okay,
Facts. I didn't know where they from.
And I bet you
Who mama know who mama?
I'm not trying to put whoever out there, whichever female gorilla it was or whatever she had going on.
Not the gorilla.
But she
Godzilla fuck the gorilla. Jesus Christ.
but she must have been going back and forth. She was telling these dudes different stories. You know, I'm not really fucking with him right now because, you know, I knew I needed my rent paid and he didn't come through, so I had to let him
Kong
go
had
or
the
whatever.
stats.
You
Kong
know what
had
I'm saying?
stats.
So then she went over to this one and she was like, "No, that's not what happened. You know, you my baby and da da da. Like I know how it
having
went down."
more of a entertaining life than me.
I know. And then they found out.
They found out. They had the beef. They had the beef in Hong Kong.
Definitely, I feel like Kong, like whoever this broad was, definitely.
He didn't lay the hammer down though.
That's what I heard.
I think Kong was 6'10" and didn't have the hammer.
Let me tell you what. He was not from 63rd. I'm just playing.
People were like, "Oh, I'm never
So-
gonna see this movie."
So yeah, y'all go watch the movie. Don't pay us
Please
no
watch
mind.
the movie. It was
Go
a tale
watch the
between
movie.
thieves.
Don't pay us no mind. But I'm gonna use this like girl lying to both parties to kind of slide into.
Matter of fact, Godzilla versus Kong was Boys in the Hood.
That's what it was. Boys in the
It
Hood.
was Boys in the Hood. Ricky did not have to get shot.
That's
That's just a fact.
you know what?
Have I seen
It's a
that
fact.
movie? Oh yes, I actually have seen it.
Have you seen the movie?
You was gonna have your car revoked.
Ricky didn't have to get shot, bro. He was gonna go to the
I
NFL.
did
He was
see
gonna
that
go to
movie.
NFL.
Ricky. But I'm gonna use that.
And that was the Boys on the Block, you know, coming back after he died. You know, that was Godzilla. He was coming back on the block.
Speaking of these hoes ain't loyal, like in the
Are
words
they?
of Chris Brown. But just let's talk about people being loyal, period, or not being loyal. But it's 2021, right?
I think so. I don't know yet. I don't know.
I
This is
have
shit.
a question,
I haven't
and
accepted this
I
year
want
yet.
to know. Right?
Yeah.
It's still suspect.
You gotta prove to me this is the next year.
It's kind of 2020 part two.
You gotta prove
is what
to me
it
this is the next
We need-
year.
we-
March
one
is
of them other stimmies,
Let me tell
and then
you,
maybe I
it's
can
April
consider it.
1st, and March was kind of fucked up too. It had a whole bunch of shit going wrong, but it's kind of 2020 part two. But however, it's supposedly 2021. I want to know how the show Catfish is still alive and kicking.
Oh, look at that transition. Look at she getting better, y'all.
Hey, It's my second day, but I'm out here, y'all.
She's getting better.
It's my second day, but I'm out here. Okay.
Let me tell you.
I didn't know where you was going. I was
You
like,
know where I was going.
I was ready for whatever.
Wait for it.
I was ready for whatever you gonna say.
I learned from the best. No, I'm just kidding.
I
But
am
yeah,
the best,
I want to
honestly.
know.
Let's
I
be
want to
honest.
know. It's 2021.
How do you get catfish?
This show is still around. It is alive and kicking. People are in relationships for months, even sometimes years, and
When
then
did
they
this show
like,
first come out?
man,
How long has it been here?
it's been a while. But I want to know.
This show
with
does not
the
move with technology.
what we have. I mean, if you don't have an iPhone, I'm not gonna knock you for not having an iPhone, but you have some type of device.
Android. It's Android. It's big Androids over here.
Oh, big Jacob, big Android.
Big Androids.
But you have some type of technology. Instagram, you can video chat. Facebook, you can video chat. If you own these social media, these dating platforms, they have incorporated calls.
Video chat.
You know, like I have been on a dating platform, and I'm like, who the fuck is calling me from this? Like you can call each other from. So how in 2021 do you not see or know the face behind that phone number or behind that? That phone. I don't understand.
Because I'm a different person in the streets.
So it started in 2012.
Dang. So it's it's been around for.
You can't
9
say
years.
only now. It's 9 years.
No, it's been around for 9
Like
years.
technology has developed so much.
So
I don't
the last
understand.
episode that I watched, I was only sympathetic to the woman who pretended to be somebody else, only because she looked so bad. Like she looked like
there is somebody for everybody.
no, not her. Like not her true looks, but like her feelings towards things. She was like, "This is the only way I can talk to people
It's to lie.
is to lie."
But that's what I'm saying. There's somebody for everybody, so you don't have to lie.
I believe that, but I don't believe that that's known in the moment. I think those moments kind of come together. But like that particular episode, she literally was like, "Yo, I have no one to talk to. Like my family's going through some bad shit. My I don't have friends. Like
So generally, you would not
feel
feel bad for the person that lied, or you think it's circumstance by circumstance.
So
I know. I don't think I wouldn't. I don't feel bad for the person who lied, nor do I feel bad for the person who they lied to.
Well, I definitely feel bad for the person they lied to.
I don't think so. If money's not
feel bad
involved,
for both parties because, like, when you watch the stories and situations of the things why they do it, just because their self confidence. Most of the time, it's not their self confidence is not there.
Yeah,
and
because otherwise they wouldn't have had to lie about who they were.
True. And even if you're like, even if they
I mean, every liar has a reason to lie.
Yeah, I think even if you meet in person, like you're in a way, sometimes people are still catfishing with who they are, because they just want to try to impress that person so much.
You know what? I wouldn't call it a catfish, but I do think people do that. Even when you meet people, in real life, right? I think people get so caught up, especially when it's that infatuation stage. They get so caught up in trying to impress that other person that they stop becoming who they really are because they're trying to impress the other person, And I found myself doing that in within dating. Like, I just want this person to like me. I'm gonna do this. I just want this person to like me. I've completely, I've grown since then. So I had to come to self-love. I think we talked a little bit about this last time, but I feel like it starts with yourself. Love yourself for everything you are, how you look, who you are inside. And if that person doesn't like you, then that's their loss. Like, it's okay because you're not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to alter who you are just to try to impress the person on the other side. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I kind of had to learn with them. Like, I'm going to be me regardless. You like it? That's great. If you like it, you're going to love it because I'm a bomb ass person. So you're going to have a good time. Like, my energy, just, when we get serious, like, just, but if it's not for you, it's not for you. And that's okay. It's okay. And I think sometimes people just have acceptance issues and they just want to be I've seen people sway with whoever they're in front of at the time. And when I'm in front of this person, I'm gonna act this way. When I'm in front of that person, I'm gonna act this way. So they alter who they are depending on their audience. You know what I mean?
True.
Come on with it.
I agree and disagree with what you just said. As far as when it comes to the catfishing thing, like that is something that's unexcusable to be involved in my life to where I have to make decisions and me not see you.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
completely unexcusable. Like
It comes to a point. Like we can only talk on the phone.
HEB
so much.
has Wi-Fi. If you don't have the ability to video chat me at this point,
Starbucks.
Starbucks,
go sit
HEB, Walmart, like they have Wi-Fi. I know for a fact people be in Walmart and HEB using the Wi-Fi. And it extends to the parking
Me
lot.
using the Wi-Fi.
HEB.
HEB got
I haven't seen
Wi-Fi.
HEB.
HEB got Wi-Fi. And I just don't understand why this show exists. Like
But how it's still happening.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like I don't get it. But then when you hear the stories and stuff like that, you can probably maybe get it. Like they're trying to just escape who they are, and it always comes out like the person who enlisted the catfish people as being like the good person in the end. But I'm just like, bro, you got problems too. If you need to confide in someone that you've never met in person, you've never seen in person, you also have an issue, and it's the show pictures it as the person who was being the fake person is the wrong person.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
You know what I mean?
So
Like if dude is literally like, if something's going on in his life where he needs to have that kind of companionship, it's the same thing vice versa. You just happen to be the person who called them or messaged them.
So piggybacking on what you just said, do either one of you think that you can fall in love with someone that you've never seen before?
Yes.
Yeah, on MySpace when I was 12. Yeah, 1,000%.
I'm not going to play with you. I am sick of you. Not in MySpace.
Yeah, on MySpace.
So my first boyfriend, that's actually how I met him online. But I mean, I didn't
Was it
catfish or
MySpace?
anything. No, it was actually this app called Exchange. I don't think it exists anymore.
I wonder why.
I've never heard of it.
I know. But we ended up staying together for 8 years. But
So
we just talked a lot. And then we didn't meet till probably like the end of the year.
But did you know what he looked like?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
So what, did y'all meet in public?
We met in public, but it was a while. It was a while before we met in public.
So you had fallen in love with him prior to meeting him, quote unquote.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, like, I guess since it was like my first boyfriend, that's kind of all that I do. Would love to be.
So now that you're older, how long ago was that?
You know what I'm saying? That was like 09.
11
10.
years a little.
So
When I
now
first met
looking
him.
back on it, because, like in the moment, when we were young, like let's say high school, I remember I used to quote unquote think I was in love. And now I look back on it. I mean, at that time you thought it was love. Do you feel like it was still love looking back on it?
I think it's what we
Love in the moment.
We've known from what our, like, I think it was love, but it wasn't like
a quote unquote puppy love.
Yeah. It's just something that we known, and I think it's kind of like loving someone.
Love in
kind
that
of like
moment, love at that time frame.
Exactly.
That's what your love was. Now your love at your age now has evolved into something different.
Yes.
So it's not the same as that love back then, but it's
but
still
it does definitely like
love.
piggybacks off of that. Like it definitely just like
Raven.
how do I say it? Not piggyback, but it definitely like.
Your love has grown.
Yes, exactly. It's just kind of evolved from where it
Evolved,
was. Yes,
yeah.
evolved. So,
Okay.
I mean, I always, even though I don't want to chime into that too much, but
Well, you don't want to talk about love. You can talk about love.
no, I'm just saying, who taught you how to love? Like, who taught you as a woman how to love a man, and who taught a man how to love a woman? Like a woman, because I think we apply adult attributes to those situations, and then we expect to get adult situations out of those things.
I think it's hard for me to say like who taught me how to like love a man, because like I mean I grew up with nothing but women. I mean, like I had my brothers and stuff like that, but like my mom, she was a single mom, and then like my grandma was there too. So like, you know, I didn't really see. I mean, I really didn't get to see that, so it was kind of difficult for me. I had to kind of learn myself how to like.
Yeah.
And even then, you don't really see, like, because my parents have been married for 35 plus years now.
Mine too.
And I didn't see how to. They didn't teach me how to love.
Yeah.
Like,
So I don't
think anyone
I
can
don't know
teach
if
you.
there's a quote unquote love, but it's kind of like when you have people that you look up to, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think everybody has people that they look up to, whether it's like, you know, in business or, you know, what, just whatever.
You do what they do.
You do what they do.
exactly,
So
because there's other people in the podcasting game that do what I do, but they can't do it. But hey,
I
anyways,
mean,
keep on.
So you just shake
Yeah,
them off.
yeah,
you know?
fuck them.
You know,
Fuck all of them. Hey,
fuck
fuck
them
all
other
of you.
hoes, you know, whatever. No, I'm just
Not
kidding.
all of them.
Not all of us. Some of y'all can stay.
No,
right?
fuck all y'all.
No, okay. Well, Calvin said y'all gotta go. So, yeah, but like you said, my parents have been together since 8th grade. You know, she kind of. I mean, my mom. When I say she, I was thinking about my mom. My mom. She.
Not just your mom, right?
My sister's mom too, but she's my mom right now because I'm the one who's speaking. My sister doesn't want to get on the mic. No, just kidding. My mom, you know, she's like, she
gonna
She-
hear this
she-
if you know. So,
I know, so that's why I was trying to think it
figure
as
it
a
out.
because I was like, you telling my story, you telling my business, right? But you know, she saw my dad or whatever, and she approached him. She saw what she wanted. She got what she wanted. She made that step, and since 8th grade, they like to say 9th, but it really happened in 8th. You know, she went. She approached my dad or whatever. Got on that bus, and
Oh, it's always the bus.
yeah.
When you get on the wrong bus.
Yeah. Well, she knew. She saw.
I got on the wrong bus a few times.
No, she knew. She saw.
I'm still
my
on the
dad.
wrong bus.
My dad was on his bus going to his house. My mom knew that was her man, so she got up on that bus and she went and sat next to him. And here I am. They've been together since they was 8th grade. Sometimes my mom says, sometimes you just got to get on that bus. If you see something you want what you want, get on that bus. Do what you got to do. Take that leap of faith. She took that leap of faith. Didn't know. I mean, they lived in two totally. She lived in the country. He lived in the city. She didn't go home. She got on his bus and went for what.
Got her
Anyway,
mans.
I got my ass whooped for doing that. By the way,
she got her mans. Yes, and she has
Period.
3 beautiful children, 3 beautiful grandchildren, because she sought after what. Anyway, I say that to say, I also came from. My parents had been together since they were in 8th grade. So growing up, I always wanted a relationship like theirs. The love that I can tell you, growing up, I never seen my parents fight. Like, I did not, I think I was in college the first time that I heard them have a disagreement, and I was like, oh shit, like, y'all argue? Like, I did not know. But that's just, it's what was shown and put in front of us, you know what I'm saying? So when you ask, how did you learn how to love? You look up to something, you value something, so I always wanted a relationship like my parents. You know what I mean?
See, when I say that in the fact that I saw all the fights. You know what I mean? I saw everything. And my mom being my mom, and shout out to my moms, like I saw everything, but also things were explained to me at a young age. Like, yo, like, this is what it is.
Yeah.
And me being a mom's kid, me and my dad is cool, but I fuck with my mama heavy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'll be with her at her brunches with her homies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd be with her and they'd be like, he did this, he did that, he did that. Even to the day now, I can talk to my aunt about stuff. It was tough.
I just took a shot.
It's very tough. I be having to lean off the mic.
You see my face?
I be having to lean, and I drink liquor, so I be having to lean off the mic and take my shot.
Like even when it comes to my aunt, like we've had conversations about like my dad, my aunt.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not supposed to be able to talk to your aunt like that.
Yeah. See, and I think it's a different perspective because I felt like, you know, just like you say, what you see is kind of like what you look up to, and I feel like that's also what carries over. So in raising my son, I never saw my parents fight, you know? So, and I'm sure they had disagreements and whatnot, like every couple does. But in raising my son, without knowing, I did the same thing. Those traits were learned. I never wanted my son to ever see me and his father fight. Like after we got divorced, I never wanted him to see that. Like I felt like I didn't want to mold his perception of his dad based on disagreements that him and, you know, like they needed their own relationship. We have our relationship. It didn't work. But that because I didn't want him to be like, oh, you did this to mommy, or, you know, you didn't treat mommy that, you know, I didn't want him to just, I mean, you know, mommy always got your back. Yeah, defend me, you know, but I didn't want him to form an opinion of his dad based on a relationship that didn't work with his father. Does that make sense?
I can kind of see that because, like, see, my mom remarried when I was 13, I think 13, 14, whatever. And I saw them fight a lot. Like, not to, like, throw my mom on the bus or anything like that. But, like, I mean, I did learn from that. But, like, I think if I were to have a kid, I would not want them to see that just because for me, it kind of like, I was like, why are you doing this to my mom? You know, getting in their business. Basically. Yeah. And of course, I'm always going to defend my mom. Like, that's my mom. Like, you're not going to sit here and hurt my mama.
Right.
So, but now that after I went to college and had my first relationship and had my first heartbreak and all this stuff, I was like, you know what? Like, it's none of my business what they have going on. And I had to learn that for myself. I'm like, it's none of my business because that's their relationship. And like, people are going to be who they want to be. No, regardless of who they, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, but now I am more grateful for my stepdad just because he took that step in taking care of my grandma before she passed when she had dementia. So like, not a lot of, you know, men, especially people who are not like, that's not their mom or like their family member who's gonna, like, you know, take care of her. So I do appreciate that aspect of him. Of course, there's some things that I just don't like, but like I said, it's none of my business. But like whenever I was 13 watching them fight, of course I was like, trying to throw hands when I don't even know.
And I feel like a lot of times, like, children don't know the dynamic of the situation that's happening.
I'm not supposed to.
Right. So that's another thing. Like, you don't want them to form an opinion about something that they really don't understand that's going on, you know?
Or in some cases, in a lot of cases, women do.
You said your parents, Calvin, that they would kind of explain to you why they were fighting.
Not in the sense of them telling me directly. I was, once again, I really would, me and my mom we're close. Like, I love my mama, right? And I'm gonna call her mama forever.
That's mama.
That's mama forever. But she would be comfortable with taking me to her outings with her friends, and no, I'm not gonna reciprocate the shit to my dad.
Yeah.
Like, I was just soaking up shit. Like, I was just like, oh shit, that's crazy. But also at the same time, me as a kid, I didn't soak that up, and I didn't put that against my dad. Not because my dad was just great dad in the universe and stuff like that, but I don't know what it was. I can't speak to what it is, but I would never reciprocate information that I got from either or. Like, I've never told my mom, dad said this, mom said, like, I never did that.
Yeah.
As a kid, even to this point now, I'm the mediator. Like, I've done it multiple times.
How do you feel about being the mediator? That's kind of a stressful. I've been a mediator too, so I know when you take it's kind of a lot, right?
Yeah, there's there's some conversations that need to be had. Will they be had? I don't know. My brother and my dad were not close by any means at a high level, and they have somehow become close without involving me into
Well, that's good.
conversation that should have happened, because I should have been talked to before this happened, because I've been on both sides type stuff.
Okay.
But I mean, hopefully, eventually I can have that conversation with my parents and stuff like that. But until now, being the mediator is tough.
Yeah,
it's tough. Like being the person who like you have to. Yeah, like I don't think I've talked about it on the podcast like in depth, and I could talk to you guys off the podcast about particular experiences, but because I know my parents listen to this shit and I don't need them fighting over what I have to say.
I'm so glad my mom is not really good with technology.
That's a part of being what the mediator does is mediators keep the peace. So that's completely understandable. We definitely, Mom, Dad, we keeping the peace around here.
We trying to.
We keeping the peace.
Yeah, I don't got time for that.
Yeah.
I think this is this is not a great transition, because I know for a fact my parents never fought as far as like what the narrative is between Quavo and Sweetie. But I seen the video. Did you guys see the video?
Saw the video.
I didn't see the video.
Don't.
Show me the video.
So
I'm going to show you the video. Make sure it's
so
all.
while he's showing you the video, like my
mother says music video.
I have mixed feelings about the video. Okay, so for those of you who may have not seen it, Quavo and Sweetie, TMZ released a video where apparently they had a
drug to the ground. Jesus Christ.
Like, and I feel like that's what media do. They exaggerate, right? You got to watch the video for yourself if you haven't seen it. They had an altercation, apparently back in 2020. And
keep talking. Just keep talking like as if the video was coming up.
Yeah, they had an altercation in 2020. They were getting in an elevator. From my perception of the video, it looked like, and you can tell it's clipped, right? They were arguing before the elevator opened or whatever. So they were in some type of disagreement or whatever. Then Quavo or Sweetie, there's a bag in the elevator. Sweetie tries to go grab the bag. It looks like she swings at him first, and he's trying to get the bag back. He kind of pushes her back to get his bag back, and she kind of stumbles to the ground. That's pretty much all that I seen from the video. It looked like it was his bag. She tried to take it. She swung in the process. He kind of shoved her to get his bag back.
It looks like she didn't want to. She wanted to ride the elevator by herself. Okay, I'm just kidding. But
so the bag said, what's the bag? Not Grand Theft Auto. It was what kind of bag was it? I don't know. It was, I can't remember the name, the kind of bag. But the way that he tried to get the bag seemed like it was his bag. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's my perception of it. However, once that meeting, and I'm only gonna say this again is all my opinion. I'm just kind of putting the stuff together. Earlier that day, Quavo put on his page how they were about to have a new music video. Mm-hmm. Then hours later, this video comes out. I don't know. This is just, again, my opinion. It's kind of coincidence how he's trying to do something, and then all of a sudden this video came out to kind of look negative on him. And I feel like that's what the media ran with, is people were like, oh, he's abusive and da-da-da-da. Me personally, I didn't see him do it. Mm-hmm. We've seen videos of football players punch their girlfriends in the elevator and get drugged out. That is abuse. Like, we've seen physical abuse.
Yeah.
It looked like it was his bag, and he kind of moved her out the way to me.
Yeah.
That I want my shit. Move! I'm trying to leave. There's no audio, but this is the audio that I heard in my head. Move, bitch! I'm trying to leave. I'm done with your shit. I know you out here, doing this and that and that. I'm just trying to leave. I just want to go. You ain't going nowhere. She grabbed her bag. Move! Give me my bag. And that's the audio I heard in my head, right? But the media
pushing someone to the limits.
Yeah, the media immediately. So my thoughts on this is the media immediately said everybody attack Quavo. What kind of bothered me about that is I am very, 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 very passionate and very opinionated about about black men and that sort of thing. I hate that because I don't know their situation. I don't want to necessarily I don't want people to think that I'm speaking on their situation, but watching the video and watching all the feedback from the video just triggered this thought. I feel like a lot of times men are the victims, but they don't get enough awareness that they're the victims. Again, I don't want people to misconstrue what I'm saying because I don't know the dynamic of what happened prior to them getting on the elevator or even after the elevator. So I don't want that. But my main thing is everybody is so quick to say, oh, he had to have done this or she had to, he did this to her, he did this to that. But we don't always know the case. And even if you want to fast forward and talk about Chet Hanks, he was involved with, a woman and she tried to physically assault him. He has, there's a case pending, because she was trying to physically, men do get assaulted too, but nobody is even shining the light on what happened to Chet. They're talking about what happened to Quavo and Sweetie. And I don't like that. For our men, if we are talking about, protecting black men, we need to protect our black men. You know what I'm saying? And you don't just say it when black men are getting shot, right? Don't just say it when people from other races are doing wrong to our black men. Say it and mean it all the time. Even when we do wrong to our black men, protect your black men. So I don't know. I'm just, black men out there. I love my black men. I'm very passionate about my black men. But so that just I just kind of wanted to see what y'all's thoughts were on that type of situation.
Me personally, I've been in a domestic violence relationship a long time ago. Well, I guess it's not really a long time, 3 years ago, whatever. But anyways.
Wait, hold up. Don't say 3 years ago. You know what happened.
It's 3 years ago. 3 years ago. Well, 3 years ago in April, today. I mean, not today. 3 years in April. But
what about Richard?
It's not about Richard.
Okay.
This was about Charlie. Ooh. Well, and I said his name. So this was back in Dallas, I didn't really tell the whole story just because I was embarrassed by it. But now I'm just I like to bring awareness to it.
Absolutely.
But I do agree with men. Sometimes men are probably majority sometimes, and we don't even know it. They are the victim.
And see, and I want to make sure that you get your platform and your truth and the situation that happened to you, that is real. That is your platform. I'm not trying to neglect or minimize women that are in abusive situations. That is real. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want, it's not apples to apples. That's two totally different. Women that truly suffer abuse, speak your story, stand on your story. You are a survivor of that too. But so switching gears, I just want to make sure that men also get that same empowerment. Exactly. I'm empowering you to, my heart goes out to you that you had to endure, painful situations. I applaud you for overcoming the situations that you've been through. But just like I'm empowering you, I also feel like men need that same empowerment, and they don't get it. I don't see that they get it.
Yeah. There was this video. I don't even know when I think I saw it on Facebook, the Facebook feed. They're talking about like their story, like people were talking about their abusive story. There's a lot of men on the video too. So it was like, most of them said, it's like we don't really get to say like, hey, I was the victim, and people believe you just because you're a man. You think men are supposed to be strong and this and that.
Right.
Just what media tells you, but like like the stories were said, they're like, yeah, I tried to get out, try to get away, and like, I mean, like, I do agree with you that it needs to be more awareness, and it also like the programs that are set up are more catered to women.
Yeah.
So like if you're reaching out to like
and I don't think that should stop.
Yeah.
Like, definitely support women that are in abusive situations, but also support men.
Yeah, because it happens.
Yeah,
Like,
it
yeah,
happens.
it
happens, and I think it happens more often than people are aware of. But I hate that society thinks that if a man speaks up, he's less than a man, or he's not a man. Like, oh, that's a woman. Why are you letting her? Like that's still not okay.
Yeah,
that doesn't give her the right. You don't raise your hand. You don't try to fight a man like a man. Like, you just don't do that. So I don't know. That's just kind of my opinion on that whole situation. Like I said, I don't know the dynamic of their situation. I don't know if it got physical, if it didn't get physical. From what I saw in the little clip that they put out, it didn't look as bad as the media was making it.
Yeah. But I think for like the media, like with Quavo, it's just easier. I feel like it's easier for them to say, oh, he's this and this and this and this, because one, he's black. Two, he's a man. So 3, he's like a person who's out there, in social media. So it just makes it easier for like them to say, oh yeah, he's definitely like the abuser or anything like that. Absolutely. To make the story.
Yeah. And it's like Charlemagne the God always says, this is the story, the dramatics is way more entertaining than the truth anyway. You know what I'm saying? So that stretching it or making it into something bigger is
lie is more entertaining than the truth.
There you go. That's what he says. I'm a little tipsy, so I can't remember what he said. But yes, that's what he says. And the lie is more entertaining than the truth.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, this is a black man. It gets complicated, but it doesn't get complicated for men, especially black men, because women have made a rollout on equality and wanting to be this, this, and this, but keep the same traditional ties that they're used to. You know what I mean? So we can say traditional in a normal sense. Guy works, woman cooks and cleans. Women now are like, we cook and clean, and we work.
And we have babies.
We want this. We have babies. We have children. We raise children. We do this. We do that. But they still want the same original values that were put across the atmosphere for them not doing much at all.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's very complicated for men to understand that, because a man is taught to be a man in the sense of, all right, we will take care of this. We'll take care of that. And now it's got so bad to the point that men don't really want to express themselves to women, because women want money. Women want this. The rappers are treating women like this. They're seeing this on Instagram every day. Like, oh, this nigga bought me 20 flowers and he bought me a yacht. He did all this stuff.
Like Sweetie said, when he cheated, guess what? The next day, that wire was in my account, and it was enough to buy several properties. Like, so that is what women are seeing on social media.
And that's what they equate their lives to.
That is becoming the standard. If you you cheated, you ain't giving me money to buy several properties, then X, Y, Z. You know what I'm saying? So
I definitely know what you're saying, because I live it. You know what I mean?
So
like,
and that's my thing, is I like to, like, I want to hear your personal opinion.
It's not even a personal opinion.
How tough it is. You got okay, y'all say y'all want this, and this. We give y'all this, and this, but then you turn around and expect this as well. Like, so do you feel like there's a lot of weight that you're putting? Like,
no, not at all. Because I avoid women like that. But
you're like, I don't even come in contact with them type.
a woman who is built on that kind of standard doesn't even make it to my front door. And if they do, it's a bye. Like, leave me the fuck alone type shit. There is so double standards became triple standards eventually. You know what I'm saying? Like, men do this and get away with it. Women do this and get away with it. Now it's men and women getting away with both of the shit that we shouldn't have been doing in the first place.
Yeah.
It became a triple standard. And I don't fuck with any of that, because you can't tell me you're traditional and want to cheat. Like, cheating's not traditional. Even though
talk about it.
Even though it happens, it's not a traditional standard. You can't read the book and say I'm stayed on this book and then do everything outside this book, and it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
So respectfully.
Hey, cheating respectfully. Let's talk about it. So is there, because there was a post or like a little snippet of an interview or a conversation that was had by a such thing as cheating respectfully. It's okay if your partner cheats respectfully, whatever the fuck that means.
To be honest, I don't want to spend more than 5 minutes on this topic.
Okay,
because this is a really the word cheating. What is cheating? This is going behind.
This is stepping outside
the back of somebody. Yep. How do you respectfully exit the back door without making noise?
Yeah.
Because that's what it sounds like.
From the conversation that was had on the post is how you go outside the back door without making noise is you don't bring home any babies, you don't bring home any STDs, or you don't have a homosexual relationship behind that person's back. That's respectfully. That's not making noise. Do you agree?
No, I think that, like, when it comes to if the people who did say what they had to say are industry people, the industry is crazy different. It's different than real life, because you guys are in the same studios and areas with people.
I don't know about it being different in real life, because I do know some people that are not industry. I know real people that have had somewhat of the same conversation.
Okay, if it's not industry,
it's not industry at all.
Like, I don't agree with it whatsoever.
Yeah, so I think that I think normal everyday people have polygamy. The same type of concept.
Isn't that polygamy?
If I don't know about it, if this person doesn't make me look like an idiot in the streets,
isn't that polygamy?
Not necessarily, because isn't polygamy you all knowing about each other?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if there's two people, if there's a woman and a man, right? And she knows he's cheating, but he's not.
That's not cheating. It's not cheating if you know about it. Cheating is done behind the back.
What's the definition of cheating?
Let's Google it. Cheating is done without cheating is like fraudulent type stuff. If you cheat on the test, the professor doesn't know that I'm looking up the answers while I'm taking this test, then that's an open book test. So if somebody knows, that's an open relationship. Cheating is done.
Thank you.
An act of dishonesty. An act of dishonesty. So that's the difference. So it's not.
But
especially in the game.
So it's not polygamy. Polygamy is open, like an open relationship.
And then
I disagree with that, because, like, if you're being dishonest, are you telling every position that you fucked this woman in?
If you want to know, if I ask you if we have a poly relationship and I want to know the details of that,
is it cheating if I don't tell you the positions?
Wait, a lot of the time with a poly relationship, they do know. Like,
you cheated. You're dishonest. So in
is it dishonest?
The definitions of Oxford languages, it is considered cheating. If I ask you, did you hit her doggy style, and you say, Brittany, I don't want to know. I don't want to answer that question. Nigga, you cheating on me.
Wait, is there a definition for cheating respectfully?
Is there?
And my Urban Dictionary might have it.
Y'all better not be. Y'all better not be playing with me. Stop.
It better. If Urban Dictionary has it, we ending the podcast right now.
Yeah.
I'm throwing
it pops up.
Oh, this hurts my heart. It's Nigerian has it. That's at the Nigerian guy. I'm not gonna play with Nigeria. I am not. There are. Wait, can you go back to that article? It said there are 11 ways to cheat respectfully. I want to know what Nigeria has to say.
The 11 ways. First, you can cheat, but you must never get caught.
Okay, that's number one.
That's Cookie.
You can sleep with someone else, but never take off all your clothes.
Okay.
Like fall asleep.
What? You can sleep with someone else, but make sure the lights are off.
Not
His
with
lights is
Stevie
always
Wonder.
off. Jesus
Who
Christ.
made up these rules?
You can sleep with their friends, but never their best friends.
Okay, that makes
I can get with that.
That's respectful.
That is respectful. If you gonna do it,
don't do it with
my
the main
homies
friend.
is off limits.
Okay.
You can sleep with a relative. No. You can sleep with a relative, but never their sibling or parent.
It can be the uncle.
Or the cousin. Hell no, because I got some cousins that y'all better not fuck with, or we gonna fight.
You can sleep with other people, but only one round at a time. So you have to do this in rounds if it's going to be respectfully. So, make sure it's
right. So I need my other hoes to wait at the door.
Yeah.
You can cheat with their coworker, but never the boss.
You know what? You don't want advantage in the workplace unfairness. So.
Right. Because I'd be damned if you have this chick looking at me like she's gonna get the promotion and not me.
Exactly.
This is not going down that way.
You can cheat anywhere, but never.
Absolutely.
In your bed.
That's what I said.
I'm not agreeing with the cheating part, but like it's
just not the bed.
It's definitely disrespectful
Do it
if
in
you
the
come
Do
to
it in
our
the living
bed.
room, just not the bed.
Yeah, I don't even want you to do it in the house. Like,
come in my
respect.
bed.
Hey, I fucks with number 10. You can cheat with an ex because it's not adding to your body count. Hey, if you recycle, it didn't happen.
Jesus Christ.
See? It didn't happen. It
didn't happen if you recycle.
Wait, you can cheat, but you must always feel guilty. What?
Yeah,
I don't like that. I don't like that.
I don't know about
that was 11.
That's 11. So guys, of course you heard this first.
But that was the Nigerians' love. All I'm saying is I don't feel like there's any way to cheat respectfully. If you're in a relationship and make it, if you guys make that commitment to one another, then that is what it is. If you feel like you need to step out, you feel like things are going bad, then like I said last time, you absolutely close one door before you open another. Yeah. That's something that I'm just big in and I believe in. Close one door before opening another. There's no such thing as, in my opinion, as cheating respectfully. Cheating is cheating, point blank period. Don't try to add anything to it. Cheating is cheating.
And
I said I wanted to spend 5 minutes on this shit, but hey.
How many minutes did we spend? 8?
More than 5.
It was like 3, okay, respectfully. I always think too, like going like just always like you said, just let the other party know, and then just also always speak your intentions, like what you want. Like even if you feel like you're a little like lost or whatever, always just speak your intentions.
Yeah, absolutely. Be clear from the beginning so there is no confusion.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Because people are gonna
do it.
It sounds amazing.
Because you're gonna hurt them anyway.
Doing that does not always doing that doesn't always work. Not doing it doesn't always work.
Yeah.
Sounds great. I know people know what they want. I would like to go to Walmart and buy a TV for $100. That's 55 inches. I would like to do that. That's just not what it's going to happen. That's not what it's going to be. That doesn't base the company's value versus my value of a TV. Maybe I don't give a fuck about TVs.
So I think it's different if you're going into a relationship. Let's kind of make it more. Okay, you're going into a relationship, you meet somebody, one person says, I'm not looking for a relationship at this time. The other one person says, oh, that's cool. If something happens, it happens, mm-hmm. right? And you stay, right? Mm-hmm. When feelings naturally grow, I think
that's the point I'm making. Like, it sounds good. It should be cutthroat.
But stuff like that can't be cutthroat.
It is. Because
if you can say
I promise you, regardless of the age and experience, you were never taught how to control emotions. You just had them, and then had to learn how to control them at that point. And even when you can learn that, you don't get the opportunity in your mind to like control your emotions. How many times have you been angry? You didn't really want to be angry in that moment. It just this shit happened.
I guess it's different for every person, because I feel like if somebody told me, hey, I'm not looking for a relationship at this time, we can still kick it, whatever. But if somebody tells me, hey, you're not the only person I'm dating, and I'm fucking about 2 or 3 girls right now, those two different scenarios register different.
Yeah.
If you say, hey, I am not looking for something right now, I might still kick it with you. But if you tell me, hey, I'm fucking with 2 or 3 different girls right now, chances are I'm probably not. You know what I'm saying? So I think that what happens is, depending on the person, now this is me. Somebody else might be cool with fucking 2 or 3 girls, and continue to talk to that person. And then feelings start to grow. You know what I'm saying? And then it gets gray. And then, so I think it's different for every person.
And it is.
But I still think the conversation needs to be had.
It is. Exactly what you said. That's the truth. But you have to also understand, you're living in a field with the opposite of your reaction. Like, women and men are living in the same kind of circle area with a different kind of mindset. So you have to take every mindset in consideration, and that's how you mold the conversation with a person. I know how to talk to certain people. I can talk to Raven way differently than I can talk to you.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Agree.
So
you definitely have to evolve and change.
Exactly.
And I know that. Yeah.
So
because I do that with people too.
Exactly. Because communication is key.
Yeah.
We talked about this off air about communication being key and having to direct your conversation and stuff like that. So I mean, you can, because of your own personal experience, but you can't really expect someone to react the way they should, because it sounds great. Like it. So if every love story started like this, like I meet her, I don't talk to her, I'm shy. I meet her again, we hang out, and I tell her, yo, you was the one.
Yeah.
And then she like, I thought you was the one.
You're right.
And then we like, let's get married.
Okay.
We married for 25 years.
Okay.
25, 30 years.
Yeah.
That's the end result that we usually see from our parents. Because once again, I see my parents being married for 35 years.
Right.
We see the end result. We don't see the in between. And they can tell us whatever the fuck they want. They could be like, yo, it was crazy. He was this.
We did this happened. We separated for this long. We came back together.
I'm very confident that I've seen relationships where someone clotheslined somebody and they were still good.
Right.
Like, it was crazy, right? So the Sweetie and Quavo shit is crazy, but a lot of shit should never be recorded. You should never record me doing certain shit.
First of all, y'all should have learned. Everybody out there should have learned from the Beyonce and Jay-Z. Like, they got cameras in the elevator. What is y'all doing?
That's different though, because I mean, my guy Quavo, he was like, fuck.
Yeah, you definitely saw that. I feel like I made eye contact. Yes, nigga, I see you. I see you. See me. See you. Acting a fool. But even before that, he didn't really like spaz out.
But he saw he beat like so.
That's the thing.
Bringing it back to the ideal of like women and men, like he didn't beat her ass.
No,
like he didn't bam, bam, bam. Like he just
move.
Like you said,
It's
in the beginning of the video, like you said,
move, bitch, get out the way.
It looked like he was kind of like defending himself.
Bitch, get out the way.
Like, kind of like
that's exactly what I said.
And honestly, like with going back to like with men being not the abuser,
we
but
are the
victim,
stronger person though.
But like having to defend yourself, but like in the right way, it just gets tricky with that. It gets tricky.
It doesn't for men. For men, we have to literally just like be on our P's and Q's. If I push you, and if you don't give me some consent to push you, and you record it, I'm ruined.
Right. because I could be that one. Because there's that one that like if you give it a little shove, she gonna
Exactly.
act the damn fool, hit the wall, rolling his
there's not enough people who see the men's version of it, and I get it, and I'm okay with it at this point because I understand what you guys have been through as far as women, black women in particular, is like as far as like your careers goes and your life goes. Look, I get it. My friends are black women. Like majority of the people I fuck with and hang with at a high level are black women. I get it, but the turn is like y'all don't get being a black man. Like y'all don't get it. You have no fucking idea.
I try.
And people don't try. But like you have no fucking idea. Like when I get my car has no tint on it because I'm afraid to be pulled over.
Right.
People don't know that about me.
Right.
I was pulled over for tint when I got my first car. You know what I mean? Like I want the cop to see everything that's in the car, and if he makes a decision to pull me over, he knows it wasn't criminal or anything like that. So like people don't understand those little small defects.
I'm raised in a black man, so I know. Like you said, like I try, and even beyond just me having a black son, like I feel like black men, and this is me. First of all, I can talk for hours about how passionate I am about my black men. Like I love my black men out there. I love y'all. I love everybody, but I love my black men too. I feel like black men have it so tough. They have to go out into the world and fight just to be a black man. You know what I'm saying? In the careers, in, just being themselves, making sure that they're okay and not getting shot on the way from home. Like they just have it so tough. So coming home, black women and women in general, not depending on their preference, like we have to be their protectors. Like I think of it like so deep, like black men have to go through stuff. With black women, we have to go through a lot too. But black men have to go through a lot, So I try to think, like you said, a lot of people don't, but I try to make it an effort to think about everything between the moment they walk out the door to go to work and the moment they come back, everything that they had to endure in that 8, 9, 10 hours. You know what I'm saying?
And then once again, people don't really understand that. And I think I told Robin this story about when I was like 13, 14 years old and I got pulled over by a cop. Yeah, he checked my bag. There was nothing but a GameCube in there. Yeah. Some controllers. And when I got home, my parents were extremely upset. Like I just let that happen. Yeah. My parents just from that day on was like, call me. If that happens, give me a call. Don't do nothing. Sit on the curb, hands up. Move the bag, take the bag off.
Those conversations have to happen.
Off.
And it is just like you said, Raven. It's crazy things. Like my son is 16. He'll be 17 in May. I haven't had to have that deep of a conversation. Like I know he knows, but I haven't had to have. Like it hurts me. It hurts me to have that dialogue. Sometimes I feel like I don't know where. Skin yet? I looked it up. I was gonna.
You have to watch it.
I have to go get it because I did look it up, and
that's a movie with you and your son. Like I promise.
But we watched the previews, so I saw the whole, the background of what the basis of what the movie is about. I did look that up. I just didn't go to Redbox. I tell you, I'll be tired when I get off work. I was trying to go home. And Saturday, I didn't get out of the bed.
Too bad they don't have a Blockbuster anymore. We probably
would have been the Blockbuster, right? Yeah, I didn't do much of anything on Saturday last week, just to be honest. But just that conversation, like I'm terrified. I don't even know how. I don't know where to start.
I don't even know what that looks like, and I don't know why that's a conversation that has to be had in the black communities. Because I know for white people, white folks don't do that. Like I used to go to white homes and just be like,
jolly.
"All right, cool,
jolly, right?
Everything's good."
They have no idea.
They have no idea, and it's like my best friend is white. Right, both my godchildren are both white.
Okay,
that's just them.
Yeah,
I have to correct him on ideas a lot of the time. Mm-hmm.
How does that make you feel?
Not bad because
bad.
because he doesn't see what I see.
Right.
Me and him are friends. Most of my friends on Facebook are black.
Yeah.
So due to Facebook, the whatever the whatever they do as far as like mixing and matching friends, I don't even see his post. I never see him in my godchildren's post, and we're best friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I always try to educate them. I'll just be like, yo, this is crazy. Like,
it doesn't ever make you feel like this is something you should already know.
I did originally, like years ago, but then I saw how social media pushes that information to the white community and the community outside of us as well. The guy,
basically, our platforms are different.
It
looks different
completely. He was showing me. He was
our
showing me
feed and a black feed and a Caucasian feed
on Facebook
looks totally different.
1000%.
Really?
He would show me his timeline, and I'm nowhere on there. I tagged him in 4 things.
If we're trying to spread awareness to situations that are going on, like y'all need to see this, y'all need to see this, that blows my mind. You know, I'm like,
it's also kind of like TikTok, how they do shadow banding.
yeah, it makes me feel like in a world that is not trying to create racial divide, you're creating racial divide. Because when I share things, I'm trying to educate, and I'm trying to
sharing. So I'll even educate you. And that's something we're going to talk about as far as the team goes, right? About sharing things. When you share a post of mine, it doesn't share to your friends.
Boo.
It shares.
Well, we have a lot of mutual.
friends?
We have mutual friends.
We have mutual friends.
It shares
right?
to our friends.
No. So this is the reason I never put or wanted to put the podcast on Facebook, because there's people who do Facebook Live and stuff like that, and it doesn't share to who you think it shares to. So if say friends, both friends, right? Both friends you guys have. If you say, I want a good friend to see this, and you put the word podcast in, and your friend's not searching for podcasts, nor do they care about podcasts, they're never going to see your post.
Is it only you know how you can put on Facebook like the likes and dislikes, and like, you know, you have a list of things? So would it only go to the people that they have under there, like, oh, their interest is our podcast? You know how you have the interest on Facebook?
No. So what would happen is, depending on how many people's profiles you go through, that's the people who are going to react towards your stuff. So if you have friends and you go through their profiles and you look at the pictures, you might like something here, you might add something here. Those connections are only going to be the connections that connect to the post that you make, as far as sharing it. So if you share, because you are active on Facebook, you go to Bella's, you go
listen,
you go to Kay's stuff.
That's my hour routine in the morning. I get on Facebook to watch the memes, and I'll share them, and then, like, just to see what people are doing, what's going on. Because I mean, I really don't watch TV anymore. I used to watch TV, but I just don't watch TV anymore, just because I'm just like since the pandemic, I've just been kind of like.
And all that stuff that you search and research and stuff like that, that's going to reflect. So we all three, that's why I want us to all three post the same thing at the same time. Yeah. Not the same thing, but the same idea. Because who got the most posts? Who got the most reviews as far as likes and loves and stuff? You. Because you're active on Facebook way more. and that's what creates the ideal. You know what I mean? So it's very important that we all post things, not always at the same time, but consistently throughout the week, because we're gonna do this. Like, I'm trying my best to get this out every Friday, if not Friday, Saturday. But consistency is important.
Absolutely.
When it comes to even Anchor, you know, and people in Germany and all the old people that we trying to get to.
That 2% in Germany. We love y'all guys.
Hey, Germany. Shout out to Germany. We thank y'all for showing us love.
Shout out to y'all guys.
Australia. We appreciate the love. Like, share, comment.
Love it down under.
You know, subscribe. You know, we need all the love. Please, 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 please.
It's important that we stay as consistent as possible, because of, once again, like, if and I'll liken this to either of you. Like, if you know for a fact you're getting paid on Friday, you come to Friday and you don't get paid.
Protect America. Don't play with me.
First of all, let me show you how I'm set up. Let me tell you how I'm set up, right? I have a whole credit union that I have a piece of my check coming out to go into the credit union, so that I know it's going to pend a day before. So if I don't see that pending on Thursday, I know I need to go talk to HR on Friday, okay? I need my coins.
Well, we're HR now, so we have to make sure that these people who are actually giving in effort, and because Spotify's not free without ads, we're not giving ads.
Yeah.
Apple Podcasts is not free without ads.
Right.
We have to make sure that we position ourselves as a team, which is something that I really want to talk to you about. And look, how does it feel being a podcaster now? Like, I know your mind moves a little different now, just because you're thinking of what a topic could look like, but you don't know if it really is going to be a topic, but you're thinking about it. I want to dive into you. Don't go into the full spectrum.
Well, I'll just keep it short and sweet. So it's really weird to like consider myself a quote unquote podcaster, right? I am a person that just likes to have healthy dialogue. I like to have healthy dialogue. I like to so to me, I feel like I'm sitting with friends, having healthy dialogue, diving into getting other perspectives. Like, that's the biggest thing for me, is I feel like I'm getting other perspectives. We're diving into issues. I think that's, just a great thing to be a part of. It does when topics do come out, or, I'm having a conversation with one person. I'm like, oh, this would be good to talk about. Like, I think that everybody needs to hear this. You know what I'm saying? It's, everybody needs to get this perspective. Everybody needs to hear you talk about this. I've never thought about this. So it just, I feel like when I'm just having a conversation, I just want to continue to spread awareness and to it's like having a conversation, a deep intellectual conversation, just on a bigger platform. That's kind of how I feel about it. It's giving me a title feels super, super weird. Almost like how y'all, want me to talk about yourself. Like, that feels weird. So I don't feel like, I don't know what a podcaster feels like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I enjoy having conversation. I enjoy seeing other perspectives and just diving deeper into, issues and topics. And, I really like that. Getting just, deeper deeper perspectives about things. So that's how
I definitely feel the same way. Yeah. Like being
that's what I was going to get into. I was like, Raven, just go in your bag. Get in your bag.
Being able to be just open about one thing. Because, like, for me, this is like my therapy.
Yeah.
Because I want to speak about something.
Everybody has, I feel like everybody is entitled to their opinion, right? Everybody is entitled to their opinion about how they feel on things. But I'm also open to being open-minded about things that I may have not thought, I never thought of it that way. You know what I'm saying? And, my son is 16, about to be 17, like I said. Even having conversations with him, even, prior to me being a part of the podcast, but I just like having conversations with him because he gives me a deeper level on, even being a teenager right now, things that I may have never thought about, and, just different situations. Like, I just like when I'm having conversations with anybody, just digging into a different mindset. Yes, absolutely.
And that you want to go?
Oh no, go ahead.
There was a reason why multiple people wanted to be a third person on the podcast, but I rewatched and I re-listened to the episode we did that never was released. You were so open with the conversation, and you were so precise with your thoughts.
Yeah.
A lot of people have thoughts and they add in 50 different elements.
Right.
You were very precise with your actual thought.
Yeah.
So if I said something or I asked something, you were really, really, really focused on that conversation, and it molded your mic presence is very important too. You had amazing mic presence. Raven has amazing mic presence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that when I rewatched and I reheard, I was just like, this is it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready. Like, we should have 3 people here. We should have 3 ideas, because me and Raven can talk for 40 hours and just joke, and we can draw from each other's like laughter and fun, and the fact that we have you here, that allows us to like move in like the balance.
Yeah. Because I can laugh and fun. I can laugh and joke and have fun too. But then if it's something that I'm passionate about, y'all can see when I get passionate about stuff, I get deep and I'm like, I'm in it. You know what I'm saying?
And
like that's just me when I'm passionate about something, or if I really feel something strongly about a specific black men, like, you know, that's just something that I'm strong, you know. So I just, you know, kind of tap into that.
There's elements we can't recreate.
Yeah.
You know, without a guest. And I think that there was supposed to be a guest. Well, there was going to be a guest. Shout out to Zach Barton. He will be a guest next week, hopefully, if he's able to, you know, free up his schedule and stuff like that. But to create a guest element, but also come to a conclusion where we can all like mix with each other.
Right.
Because like I think the first episode, I think it was like one of those, the first episode ever. We never did any podcasts ever before this, you know.
Right.
I think that there is so much room for growth. I think that with you being a part of the team, it will elevate us as well.
Definitely.
You know, I just look forward to the growth. You know, like I, you know, see different visions, and I see, you know, taking off, and I'm excited. You know, I'm excited for where we're going, you know, together, you know, like I'm just excited. Yeah.
I don't know about y'all. Like, this definitely is kind of like my getaway from like the world out there, kind of like coming on here and like talking to you guys, because like for me personally, like I'm not a professional in any kind of way, in any kind of thing. Y'all know me, like maybe a professional streets person.
The streets.
I'm gonna get a t-shirt.
We should get some t-shirts.
Right.
I actually have somebody who has some t-shirts.
We should.
For the streets. I'm just kidding. But it definitely helps me, like, you know, like if I'm dealing with a relationship, which I like deal with a lot of relationships, not a lot of relationships, but like friendships, and like friendships and
Put
like
me up
relationships,
on game, girl.
friendships and relationships, you know. So it helps me to like hear like where y'all are coming from, or like y'all point of view on certain topics and it just makes me think, okay, I just kind of see it from that type of view, because I always like to be open about things and like be able to gather all the facts, or if there's facts, you know,
the facts.
Okay, show me the fact sheet, show me the receipts, show me everything, because I need it. I need that CVS receipt, that long one.
The long one.
CVS receipts be long as
waste
hell.
the paper. I need it. But yeah, so I love like coming on here and, you know, chatting with you guys, because it's like it feels like we're just having coffee at a coffee shop, you know, and just chatting with each other.
Maybe we should do that one day. Have coffee.
I mean, we have the ability to, because you know people can't even talk about us, but hey, it's okay.
Let's have coffee at a coffee shop and eat some bread pudding with our coffee and talk.
I don't want bread pudding.
You don't want bread pudding?
I'm gonna get tea. I'm a tea person.
I'm gonna do tea.
I love
Let's do
chai
a tea
tea.
shop.
Does the tea shop have coffee?
You mean a green tea shot?
Let's go to the China. Let's go to the China Korean house area.
I have a better idea.
Off of Lamar.
The street. Let's go have tea in the streets.
Streets?
A green tea shot.
Oh, I had one of those for the first
like,
time.
You don't like green tea? Like, I'm
It's
confused.
not.
It's not green tea?
Jameson.
No, it's alcoholic beverage.
Oh, okay. I'm not
It's
about
called a green tea shot.
Colin's over here.
But no, it's not. You're
I
like,
just buy my own shit.
No,
I don't drink it anyways. I'll play.
No, a green. I had one.
They're very good. It doesn't taste like you're drinking.
And it doesn't taste like green tea. Mm-hmm. Like,
or a lemon drop shot. It tastes like lemonade.
I forgot about the green tea shots. Yeah. Note to self: get a green tea shot this weekend.
Definitely, like having the ability to travel anywhere and to do the podcast is pretty cool.
We do have the ability to do that. We can transfer anywhere in the universe because we have the technology necessary. Next week, hopefully, Zach will be available to.
Shout out to Zach.
Austin FC. Austin has received its first pro sports team.
And you're rocking the jersey today?
I'm rocking the jersey. I fuck with them.
Shout out to ATX. ATX is in the building. Stand up.
The stadium is right off of Burnett Road. Beautiful stadium as far as I've seen. Mm-hmm. Just know money gonna be in the city. And the city gonna change.
Okay.
So you think motherfuckers getting paid to go to the Motel 6 to get some pussy or some crazy shit? Oh, yeah.
It better be the Four Seasons since we're stepping up.
It's about to
We're
be
stepping
crazy.
up. Okay, here
we're talking about the Hyatt.
Okay, you might as well just close the Hotel 6 is down here in Austin. Motel 6 is down in Austin because we're only about the Holiday Inn and Express above.
Not Express and above.
Fact. Trust me, these athletes is about to be in this city like crazy.
Let me. You know what? I might have to attend a game.
You know what? Bump a game. You know what I'm gonna have to do? I need to invest in some hotel property and charge hourly rates.
Oh, the hotel.
That's where
Airbnbs.
The hotels is done.
Airbnb is about to be lit, y'all. You know what?
Airbnbs. I'm not staying for metric. If I'm a millionaire, you're not. No, that's
talk about the hourly rates. They don't even need it for the whole weekend. Come and get this. Buy 1 hour, get the second one free. Ain't nobody done that yet.
Who was in $1 million athlete doing that? Like, who's doing that?
It sounds good.
It sounds good to the people that we friends with.
The one on the bench.
The ones we friends with.
The ones on the bench. No.
Nah, the bench people getting $100,000.
Oh.
So I could be a soccer bench person.
I'm about to be a soccer bench person. I'm gonna
I don't need to be in the game.
And I'm gonna be there. There's a whole apartment complex like literally right across the street.
Oh,
like,
they're gonna be lit.
I need to meet someone who lives there.
That's gonna be like their apartments that face that. That is gonna be expensive.
I know, but like my lease is already intact. Like I need to be there. We can be friends.
Honestly, now that we're getting rid of the Motel 6s, we might as well just already accept where it's gonna be at. I'm already accepting my newfound richness, my newfound privilege, and yeah.
Look at our new stadium, guys.
That looks really nice.
That's our Austin FC off of Burnett Road.
You have your season pass?
Oh, that's right by that.
I will be.
That's right by that food place that you mentioned that has like the Hawaiian food. It's like the different like food.
Oh, Mixed Kitchen?
Yes, Mixed Kitchen. It's right over there by Mixed Kitchen.
It's like literally right up the street. But this is our new pro stadium that we got in the mix. Austin, Texas has its own pro sports team in the first time of it existing, which is weird.
Yeah.
How we're the capital, we don't get a sports team until 2021.
Austin is just classy.
Keep Austin weird.
I don't know how to handle it. Now it shouldn't even be weird now. It should be like keep Austin,
I just don't want to go there with all these
weird
people here.
because it took so long.
It was supposed to happen in 2011.
So do y'all think I guess we can probably cover this topic with Zach whenever he comes on. Do you think like the real estate is gonna go boom? No,
I can tell you that originally I moved. I literally used to live off metric, right? And my shit used to go from like $50 more if you stay there for a certain time. Eventually, it was like $300 extra if you want to renew. I left. I was like, what? I spent like $1,100-$1,200 to live on metric, and the renewal was like $1,700 to stay in the same apartment with no upgrades, none of that. And I was like, something's coming. So this is what's coming.
So a few months ago when we were still at Protect America.
A few months ago, it's been a year.
It's been a freaking year. Oh my God, it has. Oh, ew. So a year ago, when we're still at Protect America, I was in the process of like getting an apartment in Georgetown, which I'm glad I didn't get that apartment in Georgetown because that was like way out.
Hey,
in the
we got the Georgetown twins in the crib.
Hey, Georgetown, stand up, 7862628, stand up. We got a new zip code also, but I don't know what it is.
It's
but
like
we got
782. I don't know what my zip code would have been, but it was right across the street from that HEB in Georgetown.
It don't exist no more.
George, it's there.
Okay, I don't know nothing about that.
But matter of fact, we finna get a whole new one. It's supposed to be, I think it's gonna be the largest in the state of Texas, going down in Georgetown. So
That's not gonna happen.
Y'all
chill.
Y'all wanna talk down on Georgetown?
I don't even make it past round block.
78626. Don't hate on Wilco.
Who owns the? Never mind.
I just kidding. Go ahead.
Keep going.
But don't talk down on Georgetown.
So
don't forget where you came from. That's my block. That's my hood.
Yeah, I got the most racist experience in my whole life was in Georgetown.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
We'll talk about that. Keep going, Raven, please.
But so basically what I was saying is like whenever I was looking for like a new apartment complex like in the Georgetown area, you know, like I told her I was like, I want to find an apartment. Like the lowest is 700, you know, and she kind of looked at me and was like,
first of all, let me tell you something about Georgetown. Sun City is there. Matthew McConaughey's mom lives in Sun City.
All right.
My dad worked on her car at one point, just so you know. Just kind of want to throw that out there. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding. Matthew McConaughey actually came to Georgetown
now, right?
He came to Georgetown Recreation Center and swam in the pool, him and his kids. So y'all don't hate on Georgetown. Mm-hmm. No, just kidding. But Georgetown is actually booming. It's growing it's growing a lot, really fast. So the prices in Georgetown are skyrocketing. Mm-hmm. Like it's crazy.
Same in Manor and Elgin too. Like all the surrounding little cities, prices are definitely like looking kind of like, ooh, let me just get a tent downtown and just be homeless because like all the prices are just okay. So I know this is kind of off topic, but like downtown, you know how the tents are just kind of like Tent City is just now just in Austin, just everywhere, which, you know, I don't know. But this lady was literally sweeping outside of her tent. She had decorations and everything like around her tent. And I was like, you know what, that tent life don't look too bad. Especially with all the prices like booming here in Austin.
Hey,
and
listen,
all the people moving.
Robin went to 6th Street and 5th. It's different.
Shout out to the streets.
It's different. So we were on 5th Street is crazy.
Raven.
Oh, that's the streets calling Raven. Yeah. Did y'all hear that?
Raven.
5th Street is different. We used to park on 5th Street. 5th Street is different. That's a whole different it looks like the domain.
So let me ask, you talking about like the warehouse district?
No. 5th Street, right across the street from 6th. You can walk. Right now, 5th Street looks like the domain.
I'm a landmark type of person, so tell me what bar it's down the street from.
So do you know what 5th Street looks like?
No, I'm just kidding.
No, 4th Street. Have you been to 4th Street? East 4th Street, on the opposite side of the highway.
That's 5th.
They
that's
have a Target there? Okay.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I've been over there. That's you talking about on the other side, like they used to park under the bridge for Texas relays and whatnot.
Not that.
No.
Look further down to the left.
So it's on the east side, like going left. They have a Tiger Eye.
Past the 6th,
past Dirty.
5th Street.
We going past Dirty.
No, so it's on the opposite side of Dirty, like on the opposite side of 35, like over there. So if you have a chance, drive
on the opposite side is meaning this. You know where the Wendy's is on 6th?
Wendy's side.
That area.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, I've been over there. I want to say even a couple of years ago they were developing it.
That shit is wild.
Yes, I know exactly what y'all are talking about.
I was scared of my life when I used to be on that 5th.
Fancy and whatnot.
It is the Target, the Whole Foods.
Wait, now that wasn't there when I went.
So I went in that Target the other day.
CBD store?
But they don't like the Target is really small.
It is small,
but
we went there. We was like,
the
what
it's small enough. The electronics are in the grocery section.
We used to park over there.
That's what I'm saying. But
there
that
was
was the
nothing
parking
but
spot.
grass and fights. And then you would walk to 6th Street when you didn't want to pay for parking. You would park
Paying
on
for
that
parking in that
side.
area now is nothing but homeless people. Like the parking,
Under the bridge?
Yes, where you would park with the lights under, like across the street from the police officer.
So we're taking it back to Texas Relay Days back in like 02. Shout out to 02, class of 02.
Shout out.
You know,
you class of 02?
I'm class of 02.
I'm 2011. What's up?
Ooh,
It stopped at 10. It stopped at 10.
Shout out to 02. But back in those days, so when we go downtown like Texas Relays, we park under the bridge. But if that was full, you would park on the side.
In the grass and the dirt.
Like where you're talking about, where it was just grass.
It doesn't exist, but the disconnect
I can't believe
is not
how
there.
long ago that was. It wasn't. It was long.
It was that. It was,
I was
but
when
the
I was
disconnect
18.
is there though. The disconnect is strongly there because like 5th Street, like me and Robin, we literally walked from 5th Street to 6th Street, and like we were in this nice uppity. I bought CBD off of 5th Street. At a really nice establishment. There's restaurants, there's people riding bikes. Everything looks amazing.
There's a lot of places now in Austin like that. Like Mueller, I've been looking at these people riding bicycles.
Mueller's been that way for a while though.
But,
fifth and 6th is different.
But
I need to
Berkman
go
Drive.
Berkman
Berkman Drive, it used to not be that way.
Just spin the block. I just need to spin the block.
Gentrification at a high level.
Raven. The streets are calling. I might need to ride with you to the streets to
I
go
didn't
see
want
what
to
it's
go.
looking
Like I was prepared to go to the streets when we went to the streets. When me and Robin went to the streets, I was like pulling up on 5th. You know what I'm saying?
like,
I'm ready.
Honestly,
what was you gonna do? What was you ready for?
Yeah, I'm just ready for the 5th because
okay, but it was a different 5th when you got there.
When I pulled up, I was like, Jesus
This
Christ,
not 5th.
this is CVS. This is Walgreens. Like I can.
So the
I can
bars
ride
over
a
there are
bike.
good for like day drinking. Like
They got bars over there too.
they have bars over there. So one of my favorite bars over there is
Shout out to Raven. She knows what goes down over there.
Was the Native Hostel. So it's called the Native Hostel. They also have a museum within that bar. So the bar is really nice. So shout out to them and shout out to the bartender that helped me out that day. Like they were like so cool. We had a great conversation. Definitely had a great start to my birthday week. When I went there, there's also Easy Tiger, which has good good happy hours, and like I love sitting down and eating cheese because cheese is my favorite snack. So they have all of that. And then like, just also every Monday night they also have like a rap show that I went to.
Stuff like that.
Like the talent was like, I was like, jamming there, but like there's so many things to do. Like if for like Mondays, how there's nothing really to do Mondays through Wednesdays, like in Austin, like you would go to that side of the street.
When did we are you talking about 5th still?
Yeah,
5th is I think 5th like
7th through 5th on that street, like on that side.
That whole little area is completely different. Like it's completely different because I just remember like I think 6th and 7th, like the upper 6th and upper 7th is way different. You know what I mean? Mad homeless people still there for some reason.
Yeah,
like you literally can go from one block to another and it's just like crazy. 5th was different for me. Like I never experienced that. Honestly, once again, it looked like the fucking Domain.
Yeah,
like the vibe and the feel was the Domain, and I know Robin was like, what the fuck? He was like, what the fuck's going on? It was just a weird vibe, even though like the other side of the fucking highway was homeless people. And I feel like I've never seen that many homeless people in that setting, because literally the parking lot where we normally would pay for parking is nothing but homeless people. Someone that said to me that like it like that whole area or whatever is people from outside of Austin. Like they heard how good homeless people get treated in Austin, and they come here. So I don't know. It was a weird experience. I never experienced something like that, to be downtown, and eventually like being on 6th Street. Like me and Robin, we walked 6th Street, and when we got to a certain point, I was literally like, it looking real turnaroundish. It's time to go. It's time to go back.
Yeah.
Like there's levels of homeless people. Like, you have the homeless people who just maybe started. You got the people doing this for a while, and then you got the like hell no's.
Man, shout out to the homeless people downtown that always watch over my car. Like, I love you guys. Like, they're so nice. I know a lot of people, like, they're like, don't talk to them. I'm like, they are freaking people, okay? Like, I always talk to them, like, always, like, ask them how their day's going. Just because,
I'll be like, you good, brother. Like, that's all I can say. Whenever I come across a homeless person, they ask them, brother, you good? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just do you. Just don't attack me. I won't attack you type shit.
They're so nice. They watch over my car. They give me mad compliments.
I never parked. I think I might have parked once in my whole life, like in the little parking, because that wasn't always there. The little parking area with the lights and shit to be safe, that was not always there on 6th. Like, especially South by Southwest and also Texas Relays. You know what I mean? Like, you just had to figure out a spot. You had to find a spot and stay there.
Just Uber there. Leave your car at home.
Uber did not exist when Texas Relays was popping.
I parked on that back street and we have to walk.
We used to walk 2 or 3 blocks to get to 6.
Yep.
And you had to park a car on the side of the street back in my day and just hope once you get back it was there. You hope. You had no idea if it was going to be there.
Opposite side of the streets where no one's there. That's why I'm just like,
under the main highway. Like, you would walk under the bridge to get to 6th Street and then go to your destination, whatever club was popping at the time.
there was a grass and like
Grave?
dirt like quote unquote parking lot by the railroad tracks.
Yes, and
that was 5th Street. That's where the disconnect is there. Like 5th Street area with the railroad is crazy. It literally, white folks is crazy out there.
There.
But they have walking lanes, bike lanes. Like, you could be whoever the fuck you want to be. People walking dogs and shit. Like, what the fuck?
I can't imagine. I'm gonna have to go check it out. Y'all are enticing me to go check
5th
it out.
Street is not. I'm not saying it's lit.
Let's go.
I'm not saying 5th Street is
I'm
lit.
going out to the streets with her.
I'm not saying 5th Street is lit. I'm just saying it is different than when we used to park on that dirt road and that little cubby next to the whatever establishment that was there. It is different.
See, I used to not go to 6th Street a lot just because I just felt like it's just a tourist area.
It is
now,
a tourist
like,
area.
it's kind of switched up since the pandemic. But like, I used to just go to the Domain because it was just 10 minutes from my house. Dude, I'm at the
Most
Domain.
people weren't privy to the Domain
And then we would
because
just
of prices.
Yeah,
Prices, like, I remember
true.
the first time I went to the Domain, like, I think I spent $11 on a drink.
That's crazy.
That will make you not go to the Domain.
That's what I'm saying.
That will make you drink before you go to the Domain.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the
That'll
Domain
make you get to know the bartender.
Well, it was
That's how
different.
Raven does it. She's like, I got a solution for this.
The Domain was not privy to us when we were younger. So, like, when we were like 17, 18, 20
And it wasn't
years
fully
old,
developed yet. Like, the Domain yet wasn't fully developed. It was like trying to come up there.
I mean, the Domain been popping since, I said, like, 09, I said 010.
10. I was kidding. I'm just making that shit.
But I mean, just like the transition of how the Domain looks now versus when the first time I went, which was probably in 2012, 2013, it's completely different. But it's different for a reason because of availability, like the ability to actually experience certain things like that and be in situations like that. That shit was different. 6th Street might have been the only place we could have gone when we were younger. And I know now, like, I shouldn't have been there at 16, 17 years old at the fucking Domain. I mean, at 6th Street. Probably shouldn't have been there.
I shouldn't have been at 6th Street when I was 18 and I was using my sister's Texas ID to get it. And it was, for me, I was like, oh my God, this is fun. But yeah, definitely a lot of the areas here in Austin are definitely changing, especially
It's
on
crazy.
the east side, gentrification. But that's just my opinion.
So we have probably 2 more things we would talk about.
Okay.
Before the end of the podcast. So And this question here is a very subjective question based off of just your experiences. So, if your friend dated someone at some point, does that mean that person's off limits?
Yes.
Does it depend on the amount of time?
Yes.
Yeah. For me,
Yes.
like if someone dated one of my exes that I really cared about, I'd be very
Anybody that's an ex to me, nobody can talk to.
In your group of friends?
Yes.
Why?
just because they know the shit that I've been through with this person, and second of all, it's just.
But if you guys are so like, because I to my knowledge, you guys are both very zodiac sign centric.
I mean, to an extent,
If he's a Leo,
I really
don't date him.
I mean, I really don't like. I joke around about it. Like I don't like hold it to heart. Oh, this motherfucker's a Leo. Da 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 da.
Me.
This one is a Scorpio. Da 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 da. Like I those are the two that that I've dealt with in the past that were not the greatest. But I'm not gonna hold that against all Scorpios and all Leos. Like
it's those Virgos.
I joke around about it.
Virgos
But
is
I'm
real
not,
niggas. Like, you gotta chill.
I don't know.
But I don't.
I'm a little crazy.
I'm not gung ho. I might when he tells me when his birthday is. I might be like, oh shit, in the back of my head.
Oh, I tell him I'm like, Leo, bye.
So if
But if I dated somebody, yes, he's off limits.
for who?
For my
If I
friends,
look at
my
somebody,
relatives,
your family,
anybody
all
that I'm
that?
close to, anybody that I'm close
Friends,
to,
family,
friends, family.
friends, family.
Yeah. If I look at him, he's off limits. I'm just kidding. But no, like
I can tell you that. So for me, if it was somebody I was in a relationship with, I feel like it's off limits. Now, if it's somebody that I meet, let's say we're out, right? We're out somewhere, whatever. I meet this person, we chop it up, we have a few conversations, and then I realize, this is not for me. I'm not going to knock my friend if maybe we're in a group setting and then my friend ends up talking to that person. Because if we weren't, physical, if it never went anywhere.
No. So I'm saying,
but if
I'm being very clear cut.
Right,
like you as a physical, you was in a relationship.
But the only reason that I say that is because I have had a situation where I had a friend at the time. We met some guys or whatever. This one guy, that I met. Yeah, we talked. It's almost like a situation of, God damn it, you met the wrong friend. Yeah, anybody ever had that situation? Like, fuck, I met the wrong friend. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain.
But not date. So
you can't date the wrong friend?
No, not if
Why
y'all.
the fuck not?
No. But so my situation was we met the wrong friend. We chopped up, had a few phone calls, even hung out in a group setting together. Never got physical with anybody. But then in the group setting, realized, oh shit, me and the other friend connect. You know what I'm saying? Now at that time, this was years ago. At that time, my friend was like, she met somebody totally different. Not even in that group or whatever. So wasn't checking for the dude, right? So me and him started kicking it more and talking. Me and the person I met originally stopped talking, but me and the friend started talking or whatever. Then kicked it a little more. Feelings started to develop, hung out, whatever. The girl got wind of it, although she had moved on and she ended up getting married.
That was your friend?
My friend.
Okay.
She had ended up getting married to the new guy that she was talking to, but she got pissed at me because I talked to the friend that she didn't like.
All right, so that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like,
But
there's
but it wasn't a relationship. Nobody was in a relationship. So I feel like
what's girl
you
code?
wasn't checking for this dude.
What's
so
girl
maybe
don't do it.
What's girl code?
You don't do it.
If
And that's kinda what I'm
nobody's in a
struggling with, too.
relationship, if
What's girl
nobody
code?
was ever in a relationship, there's no relationship. I
So-
feel like my dude is off limits. If somebody I had a relationship with, is off limits. If we met somebody casually in a group setting,
So
and it just
I just want to say that I want to be like the good version of Calvin, but the real nigga Calvin, he not gonna accept that. So if you are friends with somebody,
Yeah.
and she meets, so in any kind of scenario, you both, for you met this dude, just didn't work. He smashed.
No, he did not.
No, I'm just saying.
Hold on. We need to make the record clear.
I'm not talking about your situation. I'm not talking about your situation and stuff. I'm talking about.
Okay.
The question is, if your friend dated someone, and chances are, if you dated someone for an extended amount of time, you smashed. You know what I mean?
So right, that's why I'm saying this question is different from my situation because nobody dated.
So it's definitely a different situation.
Yeah.
So the situation I'm implying is if you meet somebody, smash, and it's just not for you. Like whether dick good, pussy, like whatever the case may be, y'all just don't work. And then your homegirl.
So okay, I feel like it definitely depends. It definitely depends on is there feelings involved. Is there?
Let's get out of the pocket of feelings because I've been so.
But it does depend on feelings.
No, it does. But does it depend on that for the guy too? Like if I really just was kicking it with you, we smash, and I don't have no feelings, and then I see your homegirl, and I'm just like, yo, she bad as fuck, she fine as fuck.
As a friend of that girl, like, and I know that she has feelings for that person, she better not.
So that's why
double standards is crazy.
No, because I feel like feelings matter because I feel like I've also been in a situation where I have met somebody, right? I have met somebody, we kicked it a couple times, we even took it there, and then afterwards I was like, yeah. And then circle back around, apparently he did like somebody that I was close to. And I didn't care. Because I didn't like him.
You're talking about a situation that's out of your control. So I'm breaking it down just like this. So say me as a man meets a woman. We don't get along as well as we want to, but we did smash.
Okay,
no, you want the caveats. How long?
Yes, it is. All of this makes a difference.
Caveats.
It makes a difference.
Men don't like caveats.
Okay, so maybe it's men and female.
We don't like caveats.
But all of this
it's a
makes a
respect
difference.
thing, though.
Did we meet? Did we talk for a month?
Whether
Did we
you like
hit
it or not.
Did you hit it? Was it not up to par?
Men don't like caveats.
All of this makes
like
a difference.
We do.
I don't care. It makes a difference.
It matters.
How
It really
long
does.
did y'all chop it up? Was there 3 months? Was it 6 months? Did y'all chop it up for 8 months and then you're like, yeah, this doesn't work for me, but her sister is fine. Or her best friend is fine.
Like caveats.
No,
y'all see things different than us.
Did we talk for a month and then I was like, oh, you don't like me? I don't like you too. Because that's fine. Because
it's not
I feel like
you were the ones who liked the man in the first place. If the man does that, there's a problem. But if y'all do that, it's like just doing me, sis. I love me.
Let's keep
doing
it a
me,
buck.
Doing me.
Let's keep it a buck. When men get their feelings involved, they get hurt worse than the females.
I'm talking about the situation we're talking about.
Let's flip it then. Let's flip it then.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel if you was talking to a chick, it didn't work out, and then she was like, I want your best friend.
I don't give a fuck.
Lies.
It's not a lie.
But what if you've been dating this person for a while?
Y'all date a year,
You develop feelings for this person. You develop feelings for this person, and she's like, "Ooh, best friend, hey."
Yeah, your best friend is more the type of dude that I would really go for.
You still have feelings for this person.
Listen. I dealt with this in 7th grade.
7th grade don't count.
I dealt with this.
That's
not
that.
I dealt with this
first
at a
of
high
all,
level.
you know
grade.
where you could take that 7th grade and put it in the same box that you put that black men don't cheat bullshit. Put that together in that 7th grade box.
Let's be honest. Like, I was in 7th grade. I remember.
If you don't go somewhere.
Oh my God, you sound like Drake about to do a rap.
Yeah, I'm about to. Yeah.
Here we go.
Fuck that.
Right. You on some light skin shit right now. You are on some light skin shit right now. Okay? Some 7th grade.
I still disagree with that notion. FYI, guys. I just don't think that a person should care that far. If you're done, if you know how to, this ties into the being cheated on kind of conversation, right? I personally have never been cheated on, to my knowledge. Just being some knowledge that's come out that may be a little different, but like for me, just be you and move accordingly towards you.
Let me say this.
Say it.
All my exes are off limits. Okay.
For friends
and family, friends and
Why?
family. But let me tell you, of all the people in this world that you could date and establish a relationship with,
that's not a
why?
For me,
do
I
you
disagree.
feel like?
I disagree.
Why do you feel like this one?
Like for me, I have
These
certain
four,
exes
out of everybody that
off
I've
limits.
been with in my life,
I disagree.
out of all
I
the
disagree.
dudes in this world,
That makes you selfish.
No,
It does.
absolutely not.
It does.
No,
it does because you isolate the people you've dated. Like I've had this conversation with people before where like you can isolate who you've dated, but there's mad people who have dated those people. There's mad people in the city who have been around that person.
Mad people in my circle can't date them.
You're not focusing on the actual connections between people. You're not. There's people I've dated and I fucked them forever. But they cool with the person I say fuck them forever, and now I meet them because I'm at work because we cool, and they look, oh, you dated her? That's crazy.
No, you know what?
You can't control everything.
Because
You can't control.
Because I love the people that are close to me so much. Like that's
not your job to dictate
That
them,
is
but-
an awkward ass position.
It
like,
is awkward.
How you gonna be in the room? We going to Christmas together. We exchanging gifts, and I done fucked both of these females. That is awkward as fuck. Like
for you, but it's not awkward to the situation. So if you,
I feel like it's not awkward for men.
You ought to be awkward going,
I feel like it's not awkward
my
for men.
ex's pussy was better than my current girlfriend.
No,
Like,
no, that's
that
not always
should
the
be
conversation.
awkward
Like, if anyone dates with somebody, right? If someone's in a situation with somebody, and I'm like, no, she just wasn't for me. She was, she just wasn't this, wasn't that. Y'all break up. And I happened to come across a family or a friend.
We talked about this before, and
did.
I was like, hell no.
We are gonna.
That's the problem.
Calvin, guess what?
No.
You know what? I love you. We agree on a lot of things, but this one we are gonna have to agree to disagree.
I don't understand the difference.
We are gonna have to agree to disagree.
Because
all my
what if you
niggas
don't
is off
know?
limits.
What if you don't know?
I never want, for me,
What you mean? Everybody know who I've been with.
That's
Everybody, that is a violation.
That's what I'm saying.
My close
No one
people
knows.
know. My close people know
The
who I've
problem
been
doesn't
with.
come with the close people you know. It means the people that you just know. And the people that are cool with you, and the people that you work with, the people that know you.
Then I don't give a fuck about that. Then that
you
doesn't
don't care.
matter.
So if you're a
that
coworker,
doesn't matter.
Okay.
My coworker, because I'm not going to be at Christmas with my coworker. I'm not going to be at Christmas with or Thanksgiving with this person. I'm not going to be in an intimate setting. We are going to see each other in passing.
For me, it's just like
don't look
my
at me,
friend.
Raven. Come on.
No, listen. For me personally, I just feel like there are certain exes where which are the relationships that I went through, and my friends, if you know you're my friend, you know what I've been through with this person, and then you go try
Bingo.
it. You go try it. It's not even about me at this point. It's not even about being selfish.
Let me tell you.
It's about. Sorry, it's about.
Go ahead.
It's not even about me being selfish or not wanting them to be with them. I'm just like, look, you know what I've fucking been through with this person, and then you go and put yourself through it.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's so different. No. If that's what you're talking about, then I agree with you 1,000%. That's different. If you guys just don't work the fuck out.
No, then that's fine. I'm okay with
That's what
that.
I'm saying.
That's kind of like circling back to the situation that I talked about at the beginning. If we just didn't mesh, and it just my energy is not what we looking for two different things. Our life is going in two different. That I get
But
that.
what about the timing? Like the timing of how y'all were together. So say if you were with this person for 2 years, you
if
found
we break
out.
Oh,
up Wednesday, you fucking with homie on Shorty on Thursday, nigga.
Then you was fucking with Shorty on Wednesday
we got
too.
we got a
really,
box.
From Throwback Thursday.
right? You been fucking with. If y'all could just, then you been fucking with Shorty. But if it's some deep shit, like you know the pain that I went through, you know the pain that I cried to you because I was going through this.
That's the point I'm
gonna make me
making
question.
whatsoever.
Like, this gonna make me question the whole relationship.
That's not the point
whole
I'm making
friendship.
at all.
I'm
just like, maybe this is the reason why.
Right, you was fucking with him the whole time. Y'all was giving Google eyes when I thought he was, shit like that. But
That's way different than the perception.
Time to get new
so
friends.
just meeting somebody. Let's say hypothetically you meet somebody on a dating app or something like that.
POF.
You go. Ooh.
No,
Bumble?
that's a worse.
Bumble?
What?
You go
Dating
out.
app? Do not
You
get
go
them.
out, right? You have a date. You realize after 2-3 dates, but then that your friend, family member meets that person and they spark something off. That is completely fine because, like I said, I realized in dating, I'm not for everybody and everybody's not for me.
True.
But I'm not gonna knock because you might be for this person next to me, and that's okay. But I'm talking about like established relationships, been through something. That's why I said there's like 4 people. Those 4 people are off. Anybody else that I dated in passing, I really don't care. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
And
You're
for me,
so-
I don't ever feel like I'm selfish, like with like because
There's a reason that we didn't work out. So
Exactly.
that's fine. Like,
And I would never want to stop anyone
Don't cry to me
for.
when he come to you treating you like shit though, cause
You already knew.
You already knew
You
what the
already
fuck
knew.
you need to.
But if like say if I met someone like y'all said, if I met someone on a dating app, we were only talking for like a couple of weeks, like
Yes.
I don't care. Like I don't care what you do. I don't care who you do. Just just don't tell me and just move on. Like you know what I mean. But like if it's like someone who I love and I have feelings for still, and like I just like I can't see someone that I care about like a friend being with that person because like that's gonna be hard for me.
Right.
And I'm not saying like don't do it, like like telling a friend like don't fucking do it because of my feelings, but like I just feel like if you're my friend,
I feel like what's
you would know
understood
not to.
doesn't need to be explained.
Exactly.
What's understood doesn't need to be explained.
And who is understood by? But that's a different topic.
For a different day.
I think
All right, we're taking off the boxing glove.
I think we'll move to a different.
We whooped up on Calvin enough on that one.
You tried to.
We did. We got you.
He was like,
we
no,
took that win.
I'm calm.
took-
Y'all Godzilla.
We
I
took
handled
that W.
You
I
are
handled
calm,
that.
okay, but
I handled
Godzilla
that.
did bust up in that house. Okay, apparently,
Okay.
Molly whopping people.
Yeah, I think that was when it comes to the podcast itself, it's very important that I get ideas that I don't like, or nor do I like understand.
But you always have to remember, Raven is always right.
And now Raven and Brittany
Brittany
will
are
always be right. Okay?
T-shirt.
Patent that.
Unfortunately, we have to transition now because I lost, so now I have to transition to something you might care about. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. There was an incident
In Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C. And I hope this is it's not working.
No, not technology
Okay.
not working. It's the end of the world.
I work in IT, but I'm off the clock right now. Sorry.
So, in Washington, D.C., there was an incident where a 13 and a 15-year-old attempted to carjack a Uber. I won't even say Uber Eats. Like I don't know what kind of delivery service he was a part of, and it ended in his death. And my question for both of you women is, what do you think the punishment should be for both 15 and 15 and 13-year-olds?
I think
Calvin had to go deep on us.
I think
guys.
it's difficult for both parties, and let me tell you why. Because as you said, they're 13 and 15. They're kids. They're kids, regardless of how you see it, regardless of how you try them. Like try them, is that the word for trial them? They're kids. So It's sad
Kids make
because
mistakes.
they do, and I'm not discrediting anything that they did. I mean, I'm not discrediting the victim who passed away, which
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Condolences
Let's get his name.
to
Let's get his name.
Muhammad.
Muhammad. Anwar.
Anwar.
So
Anwar.
it's sad because you're losing both parties' families are losing
Are
someone.
suffering. You're suffering on both ends. That is true.
And I can never imagine, this is why I never wanted to be a lawyer, being a lawyer on either one of those sides, because I know that they probably didn't mean to kill anyone. And that's my personal opinion. They didn't mean to kill anyone. You know what I mean? So how should they be tried? That's a very tricky question, because they didn't mean to do it. You know what I mean? Did they mean to rob that car? Yes. But did they mean to kill someone? I don't think they did.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with Raven. I feel like they're kids. How many of us were 13 and 15 and made mistakes or did things that we shouldn't have, right? I'm not justifying what they did. Like you guys said, definitely want to send condolences to, his family and the suffering that they're having to endure right now. And it's tough. This is this is a tough one, because yes, he deserves justice. They lost, he had a family, kids, wife, so they deserve justice. But also, these were children that made a mistake, and even if they did it multiple times, I think one of the kids was involved in a situation similar to this prior, but kids make mistakes. How many mistakes that, and we have to learn. So it's so tough, because you want justice for the family. The kids also need to learn that regardless, even if you weren't trying to kill someone, you still committed a crime that resulted in someone losing their life. That is a big
and now
deal.
You need to deal with that.
Yeah,
you need to deal with your consequences.
So yes, a punishment is required, because you've got to learn. You can't give the candy bar back, right? Let's hypothetically say it was Uber Eats and they were trying to steal food or trying to steal a car. You can't just give the car back. You can't just give the food back. You can't just give the person that money back.
What should the punishment be?
Man, it's hard, because it's already done for, because once they get out of juvenile and plus they're going to be tried to their as soon as they turn 17 or 18, depending on what state they're in, they're going to be tried as adults and moved to a prison. You know what I mean?
The struggle is try them now, because there's 12-year-olds and 13-year-olds get tried as adults all the time in certain situations. You know what? So
literally that this topic gives me chills. I just had chills go through my body, because I have such a passion for children, and my heart goes out, because I feel like there's so many misguided youth, so the criminal justice system wants to put people in prison, put people in jail, not guide them.
That's the premise of the ideal of the conversation. It is really more tough. So. It's more so of what do you do with someone who does that? And guidance is the honest truth. That's what should happen.
They need guidance. Is that going to happen? So you asked me what I think should happen. I think guidance should happen. But that is not how
going to happen. But with our systems in place that we have here,
the correctional system doesn't correct anybody.
It's nothing. They're gonna end up suffering even after they get out, because
once that is implemented, their life is
immediately changed once they're in the system,
set up for failure from the moment that they're tried.
And then there's so many layers. What if the 15-year-old was like, "Yo, let's do this"? We don't even know which one of the two were the people who were like, let's do this.
What was I doing when I was 13?
Who got it? Who got
low key? I was in 8th grade. Don't tell nobody this. I'm telling y'all a secret. I was in 8th grade. 8th grade, played on the basketball team. When I got picked up from after school basketball practice, I went home and still played with my Barbies low key. I didn't tell nobody.
Listen,
because I thought I was too big to be playing with Barbies. So I didn't know no better. So me in 8th grade accidentally do something stupid and results in somebody losing their life. My whole childhood is stripped away. You know what I'm saying?
Everyone's done something that they didn't know was going to result in something. Like there's things that we did at 13, 14 years old, less social media, less this, less that we just did, and we got away with it. Even if we had been recorded in those moments, we'd be in a terrible situation.
Right. Yeah. In a moment, our whole life could have changed.
Exactly.
And then
and that's a moment that we thought about at 13. So if at 13, I was like, I'm going to do this.
Stupid.
And then I get
crucified
for that at 13. And we're talking about life here as well. Right. So I don't want to bring that down. I'm just saying we could have done some crazy shit that may have resulted in someone's life being taken.
I'm not defending their actions in any kind of way possible.
I don't want to defend their actions.
Right. I want, for me moving forward, I want a better, because if this is my niece or my nephew or my children, I don't have children, and I know you have a son. Yeah. But if this is my kid, I'm just they didn't know. They didn't know. I'm gonna be they don't know.
We want to use that word of we didn't know, but then
they didn't know what was. I should say they didn't know they were gonna kill somebody.
That comes up to you as the parent, because that's I think what they're trying to mold this shit into. Not only the kids, but the parents too. Wherever the parents is at work, working 9 to 5
in a pandemic. Trying to provide because these people that don't have jobs and can't make ends meet. I mean, luckily we're blessed enough that we are, able to, withstand the pandemic that we're in. So they may not. They may be they may have 4 or 5 other children, right? That they still have to feed. So they,
Yeah, I don't like that notion. I really don't like the notion of the your parents Let's talk about Cardi B, right? In that whole situation with her being in the Grammys and the people, and even past that WAP, I'm like, why are you letting your kids watch this? I'll be honest with you, my parents literally had no control over what I watched. It's just what was around me and what was available. You know what I mean? And then you as a parent should feel that way now, but I'm if you're at work, working your ass off, making sure that the family's good, the team's good.
16 years old. Once the pandemic, we were at home for a moment, then I had to go back to work. School was still virtual. Guess what? When I'm 8 hours at work, I don't know what he's watching. To be real, he's smart enough.
That should never have been a thing for adults with kids. Whatever age, I get how you can fit structures within the household. My parents did everything they possibly could to make sure I never watched or seen anything.
Right. But times are different. Yes, there's restrictions and stuff on social media. I mean, luckily, I am blessed enough that my son is very, mild-mannered, chilled, laid back. Social media, all that stuff, he's not even really into. So I'm blessed that, he doesn't get sucked into the world of social media and sucked into a lot of garbage because he has no desire for it. But I'm just saying, hypothetically, there's some people that don't have control, while they're gone on what's happening. You know what I'm saying? They, especially for people in low poverty, situations and stuff like that, they're just doing the best that they can. So it's tough. But I feel like, again, my heart just goes out to, the children. And you don't want to, sound cliche and say kids are just being kids, because like I said, you don't want to minimize the fact that somebody lost their life.
Yeah. And just think how they're feeling right now. Think how they're feeling. And I'm not like I said, I'm not any way discrediting the victim, because it's just sad.
It's just real.
Yeah, it's just a horrible situation in both. But just think how they're feeling and how mentally this is going to affect them
Exactly. Bingo.
These are kids.
That's
These
exactly
And
what
that-
I was going to say.
I mean, that just scares me. Like,
You know, people that go to prison nowadays, you know, a lot of stuff, like when they come out, they have so many mental health issues from stuff that they've endured. So you take a 12-year-old having to endure the same thing that a 25-year-old has to endure. Like, it's deep. That's
I think there was a conversation within the Breakfast Club that it was a correctional officer that is a woman's correctional officer. She's been that for 20 years. And she was like, this don't save nobody.
Yeah.
She was like, I've seen girls come in here from 13, 14, 15 and leave at 27 and they are not the same little
Right.
girl. Like they don't
That's
they don't
what
even
I'm
make
afraid
it.
of.
They don't even make it.
That's what
You know what I mean? So
it's.
the topic is tough because of the crime that was done. But I also think that there should be some kind of program
Yes.
in place that, like, not saying there's a program in place where people kill people, but like there should be some kind of program
for our youth.
that allows them to have a second chance and understand, like, yo, you did this. Let's make sure you never do this again.
Right.
And you can't control people. Let's be honest, you can't control people. But there should be some kind of space in the universe that allows you to take care of these young women.
I agree.
Because they don't. I was 13, 15. I've been there before. Like who I
didn't
am
know what I
then,
was doing.
Yeah, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. It was tough out. And I'll say this, you know, I personally, once again, I think that there should be some kind of space in between being in jail and being in prison at that age. Like if you're 17, 18, 19, 20 years old, you deserve whatever you deserve. But if you're 13, 15,
right,
find some spaces for you.
A lot happens in that age range, you know, being an adult at that
I also
age.
think, like, even though they're young and even though everything like this, I just think, period, doesn't matter what age you are, there should always be like a system in place because we just don't have a good system that's a transition system into the real world.
Yeah.
And that's why so many of the prisoners or people who were in jail, they go back. They get back into the same routine they're
That's how
doing.
it's set up.
That's all set up. Like
that's
they
how
want
it's
you to
set
come
up. So
back
crazy.
because
That's funding. It's money. It all
business.
comes back to, yes, it's a business. The, you know, money.
Yeah.
That is a totally different subject for another day.
Definitely.
Yeah, but there definitely, it needs to be restructuring and
should be.
Yeah.
But that could be once again
needs,
a
not
topic.
just should, it needs to be like
It
for
should be.
everyone.
Needs and should be in the same kind of pocket. But
It should have already been.
right. To be honest, like, because you know, it at any age it's tough coming out because, like Raven said, it's designed for you to go right back. There's so many rules and regulations and stuff put in place, so it's almost like they're setting you up to come back.
You should left.
But yeah, that's a tough one. I don't feel like there is a right answer because you feel for the children and you also feel for the family of the victim, and you know they deserve justice
can't
too.
be a juror in that situation.
That's tough. It's tough.
Facts. This is episode 2.
Two
Is it
of
2
many.
or 48?
2 of many.
It's 2 with
this
me.
episode /48.
Yeah, it's 2.
This is the Can We Talk podcast. I, of course, have my co-host, Raven Brown.
Hello. I mean, goodbye.
And also Brittany Hill, who
Hey.
do not want to end with one of your...
Quotes.
Yeah, I was about to say
positive.
scriptures, quotes.
Not a good
Preach.
I have a positive quote.
Preach,
You know
ma'am.
what? This is in honor of the late Kobe Bryant.
Let's speak to Kobe, man. We recorded when Kobe, like,
When we
literally-
started, right?
Huh?
when I started. Was when around the same time as Kobe.
It was a little bit before me and Sierra had recorded our second episode, which is crazy that you want to talk about that. Me and Sarah, who was the original co-host of the Can We Talk podcast, actually back then it was the Can We Eat podcast.
We gonna eat too, y'all. We gonna come back to that.
Sometimes we eat, sometimes we talk podcast,
Yeah,
which is the original name of the podcast, and that was in 2019 in February when Kobe did pass away. So it's eerie that you're bringing that kind of energy.
I just wanted to celebrate him. You know, so Kobe has an amazing legacy. The anniversary of his death was January 26th. So I just kind of want to, just share one of his many inspirational quotes with us. So one of the quotes from Kobe was,
"Speak in the mic.
If you want to win, don't compete. Because once you decide that they're worthy of competing, then they've already won. So you gotta be you, okay? And then
you've already won.
The Mamba mentality. Mamba mentality is focusing on the process and trusting in the hard work when it matters the most." From the late Kobe Bryant. So I just wanted to
shout out to Kobe.
Shout out to Kobe. Give him some love, and do that in honor of him.
I know. Once again, the second episode. The second episode, me and Sierra definitely had our kind of like feelings, because literally like I was driving on the way to record the second episode that ever happened in the podcasting streams, and she broke the fuck down. I got there. She could not even. She put makeup on. Makeup was running. Like we heard that shit on the way to that second episode. So shout out to Kobe. I think that there's been a lot of positives when it comes to his mentality and that Mamba mentality shit. But that day was really difficult for me. It was difficult for C. It's just overall, it's just like, what the fuck just happened? Like, we not meant to process this shit at 8 a.m., 7 a.m.
I thought it honestly was just like it was a...
It was a Sunday. I'll never forget. It was a Sunday.
It was a Sunday.
I came running down the stairs, and I was like, "Did y'all hear?" And I had just seen it on social media, so it wasn't on CNN or anything else yet. So I was like, "Oh, this must have been one of those fake things."
No, literally, all I heard was, "No, not him, not him, not him, not him."
It hadn't hit the airwaves yet. So, I mean, it hadn't hit the TV yet. So I was like, "It's a hoax." It couldn't be real.
Yeah, for sure.
It couldn't be real. And then that was a Sunday. I kid you not. The entire week at work, when I say I've never felt like a somber feeling like that. Even at work. I mean, me and one of my coworkers, we talk about sports all day long. Like David, shout out to David. Like me and him, like talk about sport. Like we always chopping up about sports. But me and him, like he played basketball in high school. I played basketball in high school. Like it hit hard. Fun. Like we it's almost like damn. Like I can't even focus on work. Like we couldn't even function. It was the most eerie, somber feeling ever. So, but the legacy that he left and is so inspiring. It's so amazing. So, like I said, I just kind of want to. It's been a year, a little over a year since the passing of him, and I just wanted to honor him, with kind of
for sure.
sharing.
Go Raven.
I mean, it's definitely was a hard time around that time. Whenever we first found out, because I thought it was fake at first, I was just like, "What? No." And then also learning about his daughter as well. That just really just broke my heart. So
learning about the people involved, and unfortunately, it just doesn't happen that way where you get all 9 victims. As far as like the press goes, you just get Kobe and Gigi. And I'm not a fan of Kobe. I was never a fan of Kobe. But like when it happened, I was just like, shit.
Yeah. It still impacts you. Like, even if you were a hater. It still impacts you.
You're so used to your idols living for a long time.
Yeah.
You're so used to your Kareems, your Paul Pierce, like anyone who you fuck with when you was growing up with basketball. You're just so used to them being at an older age, and then the fact that Kobe dies at the age he dies, you're just like, shit.
It's so surreal.
It's not far from me.
Yeah. So let's embrace the Mamba mentality.
We should embrace it at a high level.
High level.
Kobe did influence me at a level that wasn't basketball required. Just life and all. And I've talked about this as well, but I'm just saying, like, it's just crazy, like how you watch somebody for so long and you expect them to be so long. And it just wasn't what it was at that particular moment. Rest in peace to all 9 people who passed away in that tragic incident. This is the Can We Talk podcast. My name is Calvin. I always have Raven Brown, and I also have Brittany Hill.
Hey.
Goodbye, guys. Thank you for listening.
Signing out. Bye-bye.